Good lad. You can't come downstairs now, mate, 'cause I'm going to be streaming in a minute. Okay? Okay? You can have your sweets in a little bit, Mum. We'll bring them up.
Make sure you've got everything from that side, please.
Who are you talking to? Me?
No, Mum. Other mate. It's here. Because of how I've got my room, I'm kind of like in one quarter, going diagonally across with wires. So I've got him on my left and me.
Is he watching the? Is he watching the magic happen?
He's watching YouTube and he might look at me every so often.
Tell him to fucking get this stream on, like and subscribe.
Right.
Oh, what's he doing? What we on about, Liam's Joe's mate not liking and subscribing to the channel.
Oh,
terrible.
Joe, your mate's a bellend now. You can't be a normal citizen without subscribing to Simply Motorsport.
That is true. Very true.
And that was a boy. Sorry.
Time are we on?
It is 22. So I'm gonna chuck 5-minute quali on one lap.
Right.
Just for...
I'm going to jump into a party, ready to speak with Andy. So I'll be back. I'll chat to you two later. Best of luck, boys. I'll chat to you two later. Yeah, I'm doing it when I join the lobby. I've got 2 minutes lag alive, so there's no point going now. I may as well wait till the 15 minutes while I'm...
I thought it was over 9.
Evening, mate.
Yep.
Well.
Good. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, mate, that sounds rough.
Yeah, it's not great. Always late at night as well.
The worst thing with COVID is sleeping.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It ain't even that bad when you're like just up and about doing stuff, but when you're trying to sleep,
Like
that's when you really notice it.
Now it's got to now, and I'm sort of feeling it a little bit more. It's like, oh, this is getting a bit.
Yeah, the worst part is when it's on its way out. It's when it's your body's getting rid of it, and that's the worst part. That's when you really feel it.
No, indeed.
You think you feel like halfway through, you think, oh, what's all the fuss about it? It's not even that bad, and then at the end of it, you're like, fucking no way. There's a massive lockdown. Like, imagine what it's like for young people like us, right? Imagine what it's like for older people.
No, exactly.
Like, people who are like sort of 60, 70, 80 years old, it must be absolutely nightmare. It must be like a real nightmare, yeah. Right, horrible.
I'm gonna go live in a minute. They can hear us now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport for the 5th and 6th round of the season. I'm here, Matthew Duffin, in the commentary box, joined by Andy. Andy, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. Yeah, absolutely. Very excited to be here at Daytona Road Course. We were here last season for both Simplay's Pro-Am and Pro Series, and we're back here again for the third event of the season. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's an absolutely spectacular backdrop here at Daytona Beach here in Florida. So yeah, it should be absolutely great evening of racing and a very exciting circuit. Lots of opportunities to overtake. Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked for this one.
Indeed, it's going to be a fantastic night. We are missing Mazda once again, still on the late shift at work. He hopefully can get him changed soon so he can be back with us on the racetrack. But we are joined by 14 competitors. One guy missing at the moment, Dean Wisocki. Hopefully he can get on before the qualifying has ended. Obviously took that fantastic race win last time out at the Snetterton 300 circuit. What a fantastic win, right on the line. He beat NJ in them wet conditions, and what a difference it made. That McLaren looked planted compared to the Lamborghini. Will we see any rain tonight? There's none forecast at the moment, just heavy cloud for the time being, but we'll see what the forecast can do. 14 though guys out on track, and let's see who can do the business. I'm just going to run you through the tables very quickly. We've got NJ, who leads the way in the championships at the moment, 40 points clear of Mazda. Now, NJ capitalised on his double points last week and took a first and second, so really took good advantage of the double points scoring system there. Mazda then still sits second with 35. Obviously, these points with 52. Sorry, these points are obviously now based off the drop score. So the drop score is for the lowest score of the season, as we have just lost somebody. Not sure who. Hopefully we can get them back in. The drop score is based off the lowest score of the season, so obviously after round one the drop score then comes into play and will be like that for the rest of the season. But so Mazda stays second with Monkey Boy third, Dean Wisocki up into P4 with Kieran Argent fifth, Smithy's in sixth place, Dom Productions in eighth, Rabbit Joe 9th, Holty 10th, Stelsloff 11th with Liam Gamer 12th, Alfie in 13th, Aidan Bennett 14th, Smoky Devil down in 15th place, DJ Phil in 15th place, Daniel Francis in 16th. Daniel Francis filling in the Acura tonight. I say filling in, is now a permanent spot as Lewis has pulled out of the series. Daniel Francis takes his spot in the Acura, starts on no points. So nice to see a driver straight swap there. The constructors.
Lewis dropped out?
I don't know, I just got a text message after last week saying that he didn't fancy it, just comes home from work, he hasn't really got time to practice, and just said that he'd rather give the seat to somebody else who, so that he doesn't look like. Yeah, it is a shame. Constructors table, Bossman Motorsport lead the way from Iron Brew Racing C, with Forever Forward Racing, Pepsid Motorsport, Iron Brew Racing B, which is Liam and Rabbit Joe, MC Motorsport, AA 3D Printing and DL Motorsport bringing up the rear. Andy, you was with us for the second race last week after you sorted your stuff out on Motive Racing. That second race was hectic at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, yesterday's race, the Snetterton one, the race 2.
Yeah,
it was. I was pretty happy with my pace last week. I'm really surprised actually at how I compared to the others. Ended up taking pole in the 2 races, and the main thing was, I think G had a bit more pace than I did. He didn't really get it together in the first qualifying session. In the second one, he couldn't actually set a lap time due to the top 5 don't qualify rule. But yeah, it was actually a really nice surprise to be up there last week at Snetterton. It's a track that I do know quite well, but I only really had about an hour or two to sort of get to grips with it beforehand. I know the Lambo GT3 very well, I know the Snetterton track quite well, but the 2 combined was a bit of a learning curve. So yeah, I was absolutely over the moon to have got the result I did last time out. But yeah, it was an interesting race from my point of view.
Andy, have you been disconnected?
No.
Kieran's stuck on a screen and I've just been kicked.
What? Well, we can't invite you back in because I'm on.
No, let me try and get back in myself. Join. Kieran's sat in the lobby. He's had wheel problems. Kieran's stuck saying synchronising. Yeah, I've got the same. Right, we're just gonna go to a quick break. We'll be back momentarily.
That's really odd.
Yeah, that's strange.
Never had that before.
Press the sync button at bottom. I just have, and it let me back in. Still 13 guys on there, yeah?
Still 13 on the grid, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Kieran that's gone. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, same music. I've been trying to find some a bit more rocky.
No, this is great. I love this.
I know. I just kind of like that upbeat kind of rock stuff.
I associate this with Simple. It's like it's kind of just. I don't know. There's something nice about this music. It's quite. I don't know. It's quite serene.
Right, we can go back live now because I'm in. I'm back on.
Nice.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies about that. I did just get kicked from the server momentarily, but we are back live now, so hopefully no more interruptions as the night goes on. We have got Kieran Argent in the lobby as well, so we've both managed to sort out our little problems and get back on the session for you. So we are back, we are live. Yeah, I want to take you back to the Pro-Am as well last week, Andy, when you managed to jump in the commentary box. What a chaotic race in the rain at the end.
Yeah, we saw an absolutely unbelievable race in the race too, but the star of the show was really Dean Wasocki last time out for the Pro-Am. He drove an absolutely unbelievable race. I noticed he's not in the lobby right now. Is he due to be coming in today?
He's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be with us, but he's not yet here. I don't know why. 30 minutes left, so we can get in, provided he gets in before we press continue for the race. He should be able to get in the session. Still 11 minutes left. Just under 30 minutes left.
Because we saw him put in probably the best drive I've ever seen Dean Wasocki put in. I mean, he just would never give up. He was a man who would never say die during that race. You know, there were so many times where I thought he was out of it. I remember saying, with about 3 or 4 laps to go, guys, I think there's no way he's going to come back now. He's 7 or 8 seconds behind. NJ and Alfie were sort of up the front having their own battle. And then all of a sudden, with a couple of laps to go, Alfie went straight on at the first corner because his controller died, and all of a sudden NJ hits a puddle, and Dean Wasocki is like maybe a second or 2 behind NJ. We come around the last lap, he's closing in every single corner, and then coming out of the last corner, NJ gets a bit of a poor run, Dean Wasocki just floors it and out-drags him to the line. It was the most unbelievable finish I've seen here at Simplay.
It was one of the best. It was one of the best races we'd seen. We've always seen good races in the wet here.
It's reminded me of the Gary AH at Monza last season.
Yeah.
In the Pro Series. Very similar.
It left it till the very last minute. And it was a good win for himself as well. But like you say, he's not here at the moment. One man who is on track, who is here, is this man. I've seen him in practice this week, and I tell you what, he's my tip for tonight, Rabbit Joe. He's got good pace and looks really good at the moment compared to the other guys. He looks one to watch. If I have to predict somebody, Rabbit Joe is my tip for the night. If anybody was a betting man, I'd be putting my money on him.
Yeah, he's looking incredibly strong. I'm just having a look back through the Simplay archive here. I've got the Pro-Am race from last season, actually.
Yeah.
Daytona Road Course. Interestingly, the pace of Rabbit Joe right now is quicker than Big Boy Brazier in the qualifying session last season.
It
by
was
4/10.
Yeah, and this is the difference that Joe's done. He's managed to get the effort in. Obviously, he was part of our 24-hour race in the GTE section where Dan Davis, another commentator here and over at Motive, will tell you Rabbit Joe was closing in on him at times in that 24-hour race. He's managed to get himself on the wheel as well. So, you know, he looks like things are starting to click in the right direction for Joe in that Porsche as well. So let's see what Joe can do tonight. He
Interestingly,
looks fantastic.
one man that seems to have taken a step back is Stel Sloth. I'm just noticing
Yeah.
back in October, he was lapping, his fastest lap in qualifying was a 1:49.2. He's now 7/10 off of that fastest time.
Again,
we saw from last time.
Again, another man on the wheel, but obviously just hasn't got to grips with it as good as this man, Rabbit Joe. I know the back
He
off
really
last
has
season he
taken
got
to
the
it.
wheel and he just didn't. That's kind of what hampered Stelfsloth's title challenge, if you remember rightly, and it still doesn't look like he's got up to grips with it.
Yeah, it's never easy, and especially if you've played a racing games, or you've played various racing games for your whole life, and you've always used the DualShock, then it's a completely different kettle of fish. It's like playing another game.
Yeah.
You change from being a gamer to being effectively a driver. It's like it's a totally different sort of way of handling, and it takes a lot of getting used to, especially the force feedback and all that. It's very much a learning curve. But Rabbit Joe's done it absolutely brilliantly. He's currently sat on provisional pole, and as I said just now, he's setting a faster lap than what Big Boy Brazier did, the runaway champion of last season. But it looks like Monkey Boy's got pretty close there, Matt.
Yeah, just seeing Rabbit Joe cross the line, and he doesn't improve that time around. I was just about to say, look at Monkey Boy, 7,000ths of a second off the back of Rabbit Joe. These two tonight could provide us with an epic battle. And what a battle we could see all night if that's their pace. Don's having a good showing. Obviously, these guys in the Pro-Am can choose the choice of tyres, can pick the fuel load, but they cannot change anything on their setup. So for this Acura around here to currently be a second off the pole lap shows how good that Don is in that Acura, because at the moment that Acura looks brilliant. The other Acura 3.8 off the pace, but obviously Dan just getting up to grips with the Acura and back on the game after coming after not racing for quite some time. I haven't seen Dan around for quite some time, but it's nice to have him back. Nice to have him back on the grid. What can Don Productions do is he's about to come across the line now.
Can't improve at the moment. But yeah, the Acura is going to be absolutely sweet as a nut coming through the first sector. Oh, as we see him getting a little bit sideways there, the back end really trying to step out.
Just
as
as you say.
That first left-hander. Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, put the cursor in there, very much so. But through this section here, Matt, you're going to see the Acura handling absolutely sweet as anything, because it's the slower speed corners. It's going to have so much more grip. It's got the downforce. The aerodynamics on this car are really suited to this part of the track. But as you say, it's got pretty much the straight line speed of a Caterpillar has this thing, and it's really going to struggle coming through the oval sections. The cars like the Lambo and the Mercedes, which currently are being driven by what looks to be Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy should have a huge advantage around the oval sections. Yeah, especially Rabbit Joe. Rabbit Joe driving in the Porsche. So yeah, Monkey Boy is going to definitely have an advantage over Rabbit Joe in those sections of the track. It's going to be a fascinating battle in terms of who's going to have the upper hand in certain areas. I can't wait to see how this one pans out between these two at the front. But
indeed, it's going to be fascinating to watch all night. DJ Phil's got a time, maybe he's currently in the pits, well off the pace in that McLaren. The McLaren's going to be one for me. We've not really seen what it could do on a faster circuit yet, with being at Nürburgring and Snetterton, predominantly high downforce tracks, you'd have said. Although you could see its top speed in the wet last week down the Bentley Straight and the Start Straight. Argent as well, not yet got a time in. Holty in his McLaren's kind of P8 at the moment, so we'll have to see what DJ Phil can do. Obviously Holty running without his teammate Mazda tonight once again. Hopefully, I did speak with Mazda earlier today. They are trying to push him to get back on the early shift sooner rather than later, so hopefully that's a good sign for Mazda.
It's a shame that Mazda can't join us. As racing with a handicap this season, so it's only going to make his job even more difficult in the championship here in the Pro-Am category. Obviously was driving in the Pro Series last season, had a good chance of winning that, ultimately came up short to Gary. But yeah, he's driving with quite a severe handicap in this Pro-Am Series, just trying to even it out a little bit. So it's not going to do him any favours missing rounds. It's already hard enough as it is for Mazda.
Indeed,
and also, he knows his track quite well, doesn't he, Matt?
He what, sorry?
He knows his track quite well.
Yeah, Mazda knows his track very well from the 24-hour Daytona event. I think everybody had put the AI in the car to have a snooze or a break or something. Mazda did the full 24 hours because he's just that kind of a guy. Honestly, absolute top stuff. Oh, just noting Liam Gamer's gone into P3. So the two Iron Brew Racing B-boys up in first and second at the moment. 7/10 separating them. Been doing a bit of work with Liam over the week. He's just been taking a few corners wrong and getting them a bit horribly wrong as well. I just worked with him a bit over this week and tried to see what he can do. Rabbit Joe crosses the line. Now improve a 46.2. What a time that is. Where's the Mermaid, says Gary. Don Productions, aka the Mermaid, because his first name's Ariel. The Little Mermaid coming into the bus stop section at the minute, Gary. P4 on track, just ahead of NJ, Aidan Bennett, Stealth Sloth, Halty, Alfie, Smithy, Daniel, Francis, Smoky Devil, DJ Phil and Argent. I'm just checking on my phone. Dean Wasaki's online, but he's not yet loaded the game, and he's only got 5.5 minutes left.
Yeah, he's cutting it fine, but in the online championships on Project Cars 2, you can actually join just before the start of quali and still get onto the grid. So fingers crossed we will be seeing Dean on the track for too long, because it'd be a shame for him not to cash in on this current purple patch that he's in, which we saw last time out at Snetterton. It would have done the world of good for his confidence taking that win last time out in race 2, and we saw he just did not give up, really kept believing in himself and pushing right until the bitter end and managed to get the reward for it. So yeah, fingers crossed he does manage to get in before too long. But Don Production stays P4 with that last lap. Did improve his time by a bit, but not enough to move himself up the order.
He's got himself within a second of Rabbit Joe, and Monkey Boy just cannot get them 7,000ths he needs to get ahead of Rabbit Joe at the moment. Just looking at the Lamborghinis, NJ, Aiden, Stealth Sloth, Smithy, not setting the pace you'd have thought the Lamborghini may have set early doors. As I say that, NJ's just gone into P3 and 7/10 off the pole. But yeah, the Lamborghini not quite doing what I thought it would do.
No, it'd be quick in pretty much all sections of the track. It's got slightly less speed than the Mercedes in terms of the faster sections, the straight line. Oh, as we see NJ getting a little bit too heavy onto the loud pedal there, coming out of turn 3. He's going to have to wait for these guys to come past. He brings it into the pits, so maybe some adjustments going on that setup. So he's obviously found the limit of that Lamborghini there, Matt. As we see, Monkey Boy setting the fastest time.
Oh, he has.
P1.
He's managed to find not just 7/1000ths, but 600ths of a second he's managed to find from somewhere. What has Rabbit Joe got in the locker? Still very tight at the top of this leaderboard at the moment. There's nothing to separate Rabbit Joe and Monkey Boy so far. Argent still not yet set a lap time.
Just seeing a comment from Alan Willoughby in the comments section. Alan, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to Simplay Motorsport. I haven't seen Alan in the comments before. Is he?
No. He's messaged the other day. He wants to get up into the league. Obviously, he's looking to join season 3, not partway through the season. So, nice to have you here with us, Alan, from Phoenix, Arizona, I do believe.
Oh,
he was telling me yesterday.
Going stateside.
We are stateside.
Crossing the pond, not just on Project Cars 2, but also in terms of actual drivers as well. So that's
hopefully that's to be the case. Yeah, hopefully. Rabbit Joe not improving that time around. Gamer then.
Aidan Bennett just coming up towards the final section of the lap. Stealth Sloth has got into the 147, so he's got it together here. Let's see if he can get himself up in amongst it. Stealth Sloth, as he's coming up towards the line now in that bright yellow Lamborghini. What's this going to be for him? He looks like he stays P7 for the time being. He's very close to Aidan Bennett actually. In fact, Aidan, Stealth Sloth, Halty, Alfie, all separated by 0.3 of a second. Those 4 guys. Well, it looks like Aidan's just gone a lot faster there, up into P5. Less than a second behind that top time being set by Monkey Boy, so Aidan's really on it, but looked like he went a bit wide there coming through turn 1 and 2.
He did indeed, but he does look on it this year, Aidan Bennett. Made the move from DJ Motorsport to MC Motorsport, the current Constructors Champions here at Sunplayer Motorsport, and he's had a few good results this season. He's up in P5 at the moment, just gone ahead of the Don, like you said, and he's looking better every time I see Aidan Bennett on circuit as Don's coming out the pit lanes now. Guys, don't forget, 16 watching, 12 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up button and get this video to as many likes as there is people watching. Did you hear the exciting touring car news not long ago?
I haven't. What's happening?
Nick Hamilton is staying with Rokit, but his team is yet to be announced. He's going to announce that soon. He's fully signed, everything's sorted, but team not been announced yet. So interesting one.
Yeah, Nick Hamilton is. He's not driving that. Monster Energy livery still, is he? I'm not very up to date. I'm not very au fait.
No, he's been in the Rokit livery, but similar to what Williams was sponsored by the other year, the Rokit stuff. They're sponsoring him.
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah.
So we'll see what he's doing.
Whenever I think of Nick Hamilton, I always think of the one on Project Cars.
Yeah, the Clio one.
Livery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one that G always has.
Oh, Monkey Boy's gone even quicker.
Yeah, Monkey Boy is absolutely fine. Look at that. 2 tenths clear now.
Yeah, he's found 2 tenths from somewhere. He was only about 600ths quicker than Rabbit Joe. He's now found 2 tenths.
Got to remember, this is default setups as well, guys, so it makes the timers even more impressive. With the full-on setups that we've got tomorrow, we are probably expecting the pros to be in sort of the 143s, 144s, but with the defaults, usually a couple of seconds off, and that is absolutely scorching pace there from Monkey Boy, got to say. Very close to dipping into the 45s, and there's still time in this session for him to get that done. He might get one more lap after this one. It's going to be closest to whether he gets 1 or 2 more laps here.
As he just came onto the oval. Ooh,
yeah, he's just coming up towards the bus stop chicane now. This is the chicane where I was 7 hours into a 7.5 hour stint during the 24-hour race, and I actually missed the chicane. I completely fell asleep, drove past it, and then I was sort of driving down the straight, and I thought, where's the chicane gone? I swear there was a chicane somewhere around here. I looked in my rearview mirrors, and I'd just gone past it. Yeah, so
absolutely brilliant.
I was shattered. I came off about 10 minutes after that because I knew it was just a danger to myself and to others. Monkey Boy is not going to get another lap in after this one. This is going to be it for his session. Let's see what he can do. He looks like he can't improve, but it's a great lap time there. Can Rabbit Joe spoil Monkey Boy's party here at the end of qualifying and get himself on top spot? No, he can't. He stays P2. Liam Gamer's still out there, aiding Bennett as well. And Dom Productions looks like he's
What's
coming
interesting
through
for me is that Kieran Argent's not yet set a lap time here.
Oh, here he comes.
Came back in the same session, same time as me. Is he finally going to get 1 lap in? Let's have a look.
Yeah, he moves up to P10, so not really.
Oh, is he P10?
Yeah, not really what you'd expect from Kieran Argent, though. Surprising.
Oh, he's P14. Oh, okay. According to
P10,
the screen I've got, he's not done a time. He's still P14.
Oh, apparently it's P10. 2.6 seconds off.
Okay. It must not be loading properly from my screen because I wonder if it's sort of unsynced itself from when I got disconnected. Hopefully that sorts itself out. So the screen everybody's seeing, Kieran Argent's 14th with no time, but on Andy's screen, he's P14.
Yeah, I was just looking at the stream now, and it's just showing him. Yeah, he's still no time set. So.
And one thing I've noticed is there's no Dean Wasaki still.
No, Dean's going to miss out by the looks of it. I didn't see him. Let's go pull up the map and see whether he's jumped in the session.
Nick de Villa has.
Rejoin. It's just showing up all of the disconnections and connections. So obviously you jumped out, jumped back in. Kieran did the same. Then you got back in, and Kieran got back in. And did Nick de Villa get kicked? I don't know. I didn't see whether or not Dean Wasaki did get in there, so we might be missing Dean Wasaki. Yeah, that's really
there we go.
unfortunate.
It sorted itself out now. Kieran Argent is 10th with a 48.6. So Monkey Boy on pole from Rabbit Joe. NJ takes 3rd, but Liam Gamer P4. These Ironbury Racing Porsches could be on for a good result tonight. Ada Bennett P5 with Don Production 6th. Stelsoff 7th. Holty in 8th. Alfie 9th. Argent 10th. Alfie's got a 1-place grid penalty again. That wasn't set to that, so there's something just gone wrong here. But Argent 10th, Smithy 11th, Daniel Francis 12th, Smokey Devil 13th, EJ Phil in P14.
Max, make sure you don't press go yet, because we've got Kieran's doing the socials.
Yeah, no, I can't press go, so we are waiting for someone to press go, whoever is there.
Oh, he's the mystery host.
Someone is now the host, because obviously it kicked me out, so someone is the host. Someone will have continue on their screen.
Who has the power? Who has the keys to the kingdom, guys?
And I doubt it'll be Kieran Argent as well, but yeah. So Dean Wasaki not entered into the first race here.
That's absolutely fantastic lap there from Monkey Boy, especially with the default setups. It can't be emphasised how impressive that is, because the default setups around this track are actually a lot more compromising than around other circuits, especially in the faster sections of the track. When you've got the car revving out at such an early point, it really you have to be right. You have to really be dragging that car for the middle section. So absolutely brilliant stuff there from the
Joe
top
as well.
two.
Yeah, Joe as well.
Yeah, they've done an absolutely phenomenal job. But NJ Liam Gamer within a second, and with the slipstream around this track, they're definitely going to be able to be within striking distance. Don't count them out. Aiden Bennett and Don Productions. In fact, but the gap between third to 6th is very close as well. You get NJ, Liam, Aiden, and Don separated by about 2 tenths. Stealth Sloth, Holty, not too far behind either. So this is going to be an absolutely fascinating race here. It'll be a battle of the slipstream here at Daytona. You can bank on that. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to everybody watching on the live on the Simplay Motorsport channel, make sure you like this video, subscribe as well. 20 people watching. There's no reason why we can't have 20 likes on this video, guys. Please drop a like and subscribe. And if you want to join Simplay Motorsport, go to facebook.com/Simplay Motorsport, and that is where you can get yourselves involved in some of the on-track action coming up for next season, for season 3, which will be probably getting underway in a couple of months' time, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd imagine a couple of months' time. Not far away from the sorting out the grid of the calendars, actually. Obviously, we'll be doing another live calendar draw on YouTube towards the end of this season. So if the drivers that are part of this season, get your tracks in. No Monaco, but get your tracks in. And again, there'll be another live video with myself and the 2 kids doing the live track draw. Don't forget, though, this race, a rolling start here. So we'll have to see what will happen from the rolling start. As we can see, 14 drivers on the grid. No Dean Wasocki in this first race, no Mazda, but the lights you hear are on. And it's lights out and away we go. Monkey Boy leads us off the line. It's hard to get a really good start over others while you're all rolling away. But let's see what everybody can do coming down into turn 1. Liam takes it a bit cautious so far. Oh, Rabbit Joe's been tapped round. Oh, Rabbit Joe's been tapped round. So he's lost from second place. He's been caught up. Hopefully he can recover from that one. Obviously the pit window. Yes, Del Sloth as well.
He got into the pits by accident there. It looked like he made a great start, but he had nowhere to go as Rabbit Joe got absolutely really compromised coming through turn 1 and 2, but Monkey Boy holds this lead. NJ into P2. Great start from him. Aidan Bennett made a fantastic getaway there. He's up into P3 already, Matt.
He is. He's had a fantastic launch. Liam's dropped down to 4th. We've Don in 5th, Alfie 6th. Holty stays in 7th, but Stovsloff and Rabbit Joe. Where's Rabbit Joe? I can't see him. He's P11 actually at the moment.
Liam goes really deep into that corner there. You can see Don now. I'm really hassling the background. Let's ride on board with Don and see what he's seeing. Liam just fishtailing around there, trying to get these tyres up to temperature in the early stages. We're in the cold here at Daytona, in the winter to boot as well, so I know it's Florida, but even so, it's still going to be pretty chilly out there tonight. But Donald is now all over the back of Liam Gamer. The top 3 have broken away a little bit though, Matt. Monkey Boy, NJ and Aidan Bennett.
Indeed, they have the Mercedes and the 2 Lamborghinis. Like you said, they're the cars that should have the benefit around this track, especially on this oval section. On board with Aidan Bennett, who's not quite close enough to NJ or Monkey Boy at the moment out front. Liam Gamer, though. Look at that Acura coming under pressure from Alfie. Alfie had a great race. Don't forget Snetterton. Oh, he's just gone a bit deep into the bus stop, and off he goes. And Don will keep his place, as will Holty. Gain 1. Smokey Devil, Dan, Smithy have all gained places as well. Where is Rabbit Joe? I suppose it depends on the damage of Rabbit Joe and Stove Sloth as to where they are and what they can do from their position. Don't forget that if they've got damage which is hampering the car big time, they can pit lap 1. The pit window doesn't open though until lap 6.
No, it doesn't, so they've got to just grin and bear it if the damage isn't too bad. But NJ here is currently sticking to the back of Monkey Boy and doing a great job. We saw him a little way off in the qualifying session. It was Monkey Boy who was setting the pace a lot. It was Monkey Boy and Rabbit Joe setting the pace at the top, but NJ seems to have the race pace here with the full fuel tanks. It can be a bit of an equaliser, and maybe NJ was running race spec fuel in the qualifying session, so he could have a bit more pace up his sleeve here. Maybe the sandbags are off in terms of NJ's pace, but Aidan Bennett sticking to the back of NJ as well. You could see Monkey Boy's had a great first sector though. He's pulled out a bit coming through that first part of the lap. Gap's now over a second. It's going to be constant teetering up into the start corners. But at the moment, NJ keeping Monkey Boy on his toes. Aidan Bennett as well. And looks like Liam still managing to hold off Don Productions' Holty. It's a three-car battle for 4th, 5th and 6th places here, but it looks like Liam, for the time being, keeping his composure. And we see Alfie go straight on,
Yeah, Alfie again having another mistake there. He's dropped back behind Daniel Francis yet again, and he's got Rabbit Joe now hassling him. Love this Cam Wrangler as they come onto the oval. Alfie went defensive. He's managed to get that one turned in just nicely. DJ Phillips, Kieran Argent and Stove Sloth gaining on the back of him for P12 at the moment, though. But NJ out front, NJ second, trying to hunt down Monkey Boy. Nothing separated in terms of lap time. Well, there was actually last time around, but this time NJ trying to stick with that slipstream, and we'll see what he can do here. Don Productions doing well to hold on to 5th place. Oh, it's Liam. Looked like he made a mistake. Yeah, it looks like he's made a mistake coming through the bus stop. And even though the Acura has not got the power, it'll be good through the bus stop. And that's allowed him to get the run on Liam Gamer coming onto the oval part. Liam now needs to tuck back into the slipstream and just regroup a little bit.
Yeah, he does. He just needs to get himself together and go again, because he hasn't lost too much time. He's still very much in this battle for P4. In the end, it didn't work out as badly as it could have done. Smithy and Smokey have dropped off, but Smokey Devil has made absolutely a fantastic couple of first lap. Yeah, he's gone from last to 7th place here. He's just made the most of all of the incidents going off in front of him and kept himself out of trouble. Absolutely brilliant stuff. But Alfie even, looking to the outside of Smokey, coming into the first corner. He's got round him there. Great stuff from
Alfie around the outside of Daniel Francis. Oh, that's Liam! Oh, Liam!
Oh, no!
Liam's had an incident! And Don's with him. Don's had an incident with him.
Oh, no.
Don's dropped down into P10. And what? Rabbit Joe is in the pit, so has he got too much damage on that car? Obviously, the pit window is lap 6. Stovsloff looking at the inside of Don Productions and goes well too deep. And I wonder if Stovsloff is having he's got damage on that car from lap 1, because that seemed like a bit of a lunge, and then the car just got out of control with him. But Rabbit Joe in the pits, have him and Kieran had a bit of a argy-bargy, although Kieran's still showing up as 14th, not set a lap time on my screen, so I don't know if Kieran is P14.
Kieran's P10, he's right behind these guys here. Alfie, Dan, Holty, Liam and Kieran are currently battling over 6th place, and Alfie's really seems to be keeping these guys behind him. But also Smokey's managed to get ahead of this pack as well. He's into 5th place. Currently they're all just having a bit of a tussle here in the early stages of this race, trying to figure out who goes where right now. But it looks like Liam is right on the back of Holty, trying to get back up into 7th place. Liam obviously made that mistake at the beginning of this lap, but he's still not too far off the leaders. He just needs to fight his way back through this pack and keep himself together. He goes a little bit late on the brakes coming into the bus stop and gets it stopped very nicely there. Liam up the inside.
Oh, Holty's off. Holty had a bit of a mistake in the rear. I saw in the rear view mirror, Holty had a bit of a wiggle. He's managed to get it back going. And there's Kieran up another place. Ignore my timing screens because they are wrong massively. As Kieran, you can see there, is in front of Holty, not P14, 5 minute 1 second off the leader.
Yeah, and is it me or does his car just look like it's a little bit phased out?
Yeah, a little bit kind of blurry.
Like a ghost.
Yeah,
it looks like it's a spirit or something. That Mercedes has died and been
resurrected.
Resurrected here at Daytona.
Yeah, it's not looking the best. Obviously, it kicked me and Kieran out, so I'm not sure on what happened, but it's obviously glitched the timing screens out. Liam Gamer ahead of Alfie and Smokey Devil. So what's happened between the two teammates? Because Liam Gamer is now back up into P5. This man, though, over a second just in front of NJ. He's doing bits. NJ's still third. Aidan Bennett's third. Smithy's fourth. Bossman Motorsport having a good night. Liam Gamer down in 5th place with Alfie and Smokey Devil 6th and 7th. Holty is in 8th with Kieran 9th. Don Productions is 10th. Is 11th, sorry. Daniel Francis is 12th. Stovsloff 13th. Rabbit Joe 14th. No, DJ Phil 13th, Rabbit Joe 14th. Sorry, my timing screens are that messed up.
That's it. I think it's only Kieran Argent. It should only be Kieran Argent. I think everyone else is in the right order for you, Matt. But yeah, it looks like right now Rabbit Joe's having an absolute mare of a race. Started on pole position for this one, but second even. Monkey Boy picked him at the end, but he's unfortunately just not been able to make the most of that pace that he's had in qualifying. It's been a total disaster since the beginning of this race. He's a lap down on the leader, Monkey Boy. The man who he went toe-to-toe with in qualifying is now over a lap ahead of him, so it could not have gone much worse for Rabbit Joe at this point. He's got the Lamborghini of NJ just in front of him, having also put a lap on him, so these guys currently separated by 2 seconds at the front, Monkey Boy and NJ. Looks like Monkey Boy currently setting the fastest laps of the race here. 8/10 quicker than NJ on that previous lap, so Monkey Boy's just going to want to stretch out his advantage, keep himself out of trouble in this race. Early doors, pit windows still to open here in the first race of the evening, but currently Monkey Boy with the ascendancy, and he's doing an absolutely fantastic job at the front, having had his rival for the race win kind of ruled out of this one very early on.
Indeed it has. NJ kind of pressured him early on, but it's not now. Monkey Boy, the last time we seen him this far up the standings, he was battling with Mazda at the Nürburgring round 1 and 2. Didn't have the best of Snettertons, but he's hopefully going to be back on it at this race here. Alfie in the pits, lap 5. Does he have damage? I've noticed he's dropped down the order quite a bit. Does he have big damage on that car? Because otherwise that's a lap 2. Oh, it does look like he's got damage on that car, to be fair. That looks a bit crumpled.
Yeah, the right rear end of that car and the front as well. It just looks a little bit like it's had some kind of incident with the barriers, but Alfie, after a slightly promising start to this race, way down the field. Likewise, Rabbit Joe is kind of a shame to see all of that potential go to waste, but Monkey Boy still leads this race at the moment. 2.3 seconds he's got to NJ. It looks like they feel pretty strung out now. Everybody seems to be kind of driving their own race. Kieran Argent's pulling up onto the back of Smokey by the looks of it, but he's still just over a second behind him on the track.
Yeah, obviously my timing screen is not right. I do believe that Smokey Devil, Daniel Francis and Stelsoff all have time penalties. Is that right on your screen?
Yeah, Smokey, yeah, absolutely. Smokey and Stelsoff, but We don't know what those penalties are. We're going to
No.
bring those up at the end. Obviously, when we get to the checker flag, we'll be able to see all of those penalties. But yeah, those guys obviously fallen foul of the race director at some point throughout the course of this race. But looks like Kieran Argent closing on Smokey a bit.
Yeah, he does just a little bit. I was about to say, Liam Gamer here, I'm just looking at his times, if they're correct. He's just starting to gain on the back of Smithy, 2.5 seconds. There you see Smithy and Liam Gamer. Pit window is open at the end of the next lap. Or as from the next lap, should I say. So pit window open for Monkey Boy NJ, Aiden, Smithy and Liam, and then obviously everybody who follows. Rabbit Joe and Alfie have pitted for damage, so they won't have to pit again. But Liam just gaining. Oh, his Alfie's off again. That's
and looks like he's hit the wall again. Look at that front bumper, it's really hanging off.
Yeah, he's really struggling tonight, is Alfie. And he texts me pre-an saying, is there rain at the track? And I says, oh, I don't know, mate. Alfie is all over the place. Was meant to do a 24-hour race round here last week on iRacing for the iRacing 24-hour event, but he's struggling here thus far tonight, so we'll have to see what he can do. But Liam Gamer really starting to reel in Smithy, and Holty isn't letting Kieran get out his sight as Kieran's trying to close down Smoky Devil.
Yeah, right now it looks like Kieran's really making some good gains, but also Holty gaining on both of them as well. Holty was 3/10 quicker than Kieran Argent on that previous lap, so the McLaren seems to really be enjoying this Daytona Road course right now. It looks like Dom Productions and Daniel Francis a little way off these guys in 9th and 10th. We'll keep half an eye on them as this race goes on, but yeah, Kieran Argent really seems to be getting the hammer down right now, and really closing up onto the back of Smokey. Looks like Holty has actually got a great run coming out onto the oval track, and now Kieran is going to have to keep his wits about him. He's got Holty looking to his outside. That Mercedes will definitely have a pace advantage in this section of the track, but as the McLaren got the side draft coming up towards the bus stop chicane, side by side, coming in towards the braking zone now, is Holty going to go around the outside? It looks like he's very low on the brakes there. Has Kieran Argent got damage maybe, Matt, because he backed right out of it there?
He did. He seemed to get out of that a lot easier than you'd have thought. Kieran normally is a fighter and he'll fight to the end, but yeah, he just seemed to let Holty have that position there. Alfie's in the pits yet again, so maybe more damage for Alfie, but I'm not quite sure on what is happening with Kieran Argent. A slowdown surely would have gone, unless it didn't go. Maybe it was a slowdown, Andy, and it wouldn't come off the screen, and because he looks back like he's back up to race pace now. It looks like he's back on the money and going here.
Yeah, maybe it was just a slowdown penalty. I'm not sure where he could have got that, possibly coming out onto the oval track, because I know that if you cut the inside of the apron as you come onto the bankings, then it can actually give you a slowdown penalty, even though you basically gain nothing at all. In fact, if anything, you lose time, but that doesn't stop Project Cars from doing what it does best.
Project Cars and its brilliant time penalty rules. As Stealth Sloth has came into the pit then.
Yeah, he is coming in, so looks like he's going to be maybe making some damage repairs. Maybe it's quite a while in that pit. There he goes. No, he's off and running now, so maybe not. But Liam really closing up onto back of Smithy here, Matt. He is 6/10 quicker than the previous lap, and he's currently really in a bit of a rhythm right now, but he's got a bit deep coming into the oval section. That will not have helped him one bit in his pursuit of Smithy.
What he needs to do, and I know he's felt foul to this a couple of times, and one thing he needs to do is he just needs to concentrate. He seemed to follow Smithy's line through that corner coming onto the oval and run closer to the inside than taking it as wider as you can. And this is something I've been trying to work on with Liam over the week, because he's been just a bit guilty of doing it. Smithy, you see, breaks quite early there and catches Liam out. Liam doesn't need to follow Smithy's line. Take your own line until you're right on the back of him. Force him into an error is what I've been trying to tell him to do. And at the moment, Liam looks like he's doing well. He's just slightly falling into old habits here and there, but at the moment, he's just trying to get the draft of Smithy there. That's why you saw him just go up high a bit. Let's see what he does into turn one on board him here, because this was the corner he was struggling on most of all, taking it too tight and just picking up a bit of a slowdown penalty just for cutting the inside by the pit wall. Now let's see how he does it. Smithy, nicely done. You see Liam there, look, bar a bit of lag. I think. Oh no, he actually ran a bit wide there. Oh, what's happened to NJ?
Yeah.
What's happened to NJ? That's NJ just in front of both of them.
Yeah, he was only a couple of seconds behind Monkey Boy.
Wow.
What's happened on this lap, Matt? Because you see, the last lap was a 1:48, so he definitely didn't lose 15 seconds on the last lap.
Must have had a problem at turn one. Yeah, 100% has to be a problem at turn one. Was he rejoining at turn one when the camera changed? I wonder.
Yeah, possibly. It's very easily done. If you come in through turn one, you can get a little bit of you can get understeer, which can quickly turn to oversteer if you try and overdrive the car coming through the corner. So maybe he snapped the other way, ended up in the barriers on the right. I've done that a couple of times.
This has given Monkey Boy a 14-second lead, if my times are correct on my screen, over Aidan Bennett. NJ's still on the podium at the moment, but he's now got his teammate right behind him, and Liam Gamer can all of a sudden see the two grey Lamborghinis of Bossman Motorsport right in front of him. Liam might not only get one place here, but could get two when he gets back on the back of Smithy. Look at Smithy gaining on his teammate here.
Smithy's driving. He's doing absolute bits right now, but he's got Liam not too far behind him, so Liam could be in with a podium shout here if he keeps doing what he's doing, keeps this sort of pace up. He's very much got these two teammates lining up in front of him.
If you remember last season, this was actually his first podium of the season last year. I know he joined in at round 3 at the fifth and sixth round last year, so this effectively this stage last year. But Liam took his first podium at Daytona Road Course, so he knows the track quite well. And look at him, he's gained on the back of that's NJ. NJ's very, very slow. In fact, he's coming into the pits. Yeah,
he breezed past him. So the Porsche has got so much pace in that section of the track, and we see him
getting
very close to the back of Smithy. Yeah, he seems to have that car really nicely set up for the faster sections. Maybe he's got a low downforce setup. We'll see whether or not he struggles coming through this section. Bit of understeer. You can see him really having to fight to turn that car in. But whether or not he's got the patience and the fight to keep at that is what it remains to be seen. But
there's Aidan just in front of these two as well, by the way, just in front of Smithy and Liam. There you see in the background Liam and Smithy coming around the quick left-hander there. There's Aidan. So Liam here, not only just looking at the back of third, but could be looking at the back of second place as he's going to go up the inside of Smithy. That's where he made the move on DJ Phil last year, I remember, for a podium, just onto the grass. Oh, and he gives Smithy the place back. What a shame, because that could have been a lovely move.
Yeah, he seemed to almost get that one done. It was a bit of a late lunge. I don't know if maybe Liam had second thoughts as to whether or not he'd done that cleanly. To me, it looked pretty much by the by, but maybe he wasn't. Maybe he had a bit of a second thoughts and thought maybe I shouldn't have done that. But Liam, that was a great move there. If you just kept on doing what you were doing there, that would have been absolutely fantastic. But yeah, just unlucky there. Maybe I think he possibly got a bit of oversteer coming from the mid part of the corner. It caused him to go onto the grass. I don't know whether or not he backed out of that one.
He did look like he gave Smithy the place back pretty easily there. One man in the chat who's commenting just saying, come on Liam, nice and calm, don't overdrive the car. Well, that was a Sooty send it, and that was Sooty who's telling him to not overdrive the car. Sooty's pulling him out of your book at the moment. But Liam here looks really impressive to these two Porsches of him and Rabbit Joe. Rabbit Joe, obviously, it says P11 on my screen. I'm not sure he is.
P12.
P12.
Everyone moves up one because Kieran Argent is showing up as last on. So,
that's
ladies and gentlemen, just got to quickly point out, Kieran Argent is not P14 on your timing screen. He is in fact P5, 30 seconds off of the leaders. Yeah,
he's also not 14 minutes off the back of Monkey Boy neither.
Definitely.
Kieran, Smithy and Aidan Bennett both into the pits at the end of lap 9, so them two have pitted. When is Liam going to think of pitting? Let's wait and see. Don Productions then goes up into third place. Not seen him yet in the pits. After him and Liam had a bit of a tussle early stages of this race. Daniel Francis P6 at the moment. He's just come into the pits as well, so I don't know, he's overtaken Smithy in the pits at the moment. So Aidan Bennett's back away then, Andy, and he's got a job to do now to make sure he keeps putting in them consistent laps. He's came out ahead of NJ.
Yeah, I was just going to say there, NJ's quite a way back. NJ's obviously had a bit of a mare in the pit stops, Matt, because he's 30 seconds behind Aidan
I
Bennett.
wonder if he had damage, Andy, because the way Liam passed him was very quick on that back, caught up to him very quickly. And I know NJ was going into the pits, but it was just too easy. I wonder if he's had damage, and that's caused him to have a bit of a longer pit stop at this moment in time. I've just received a text message, loving the commentary, plus I'd give this track a rest. I've done so many laps of Daytona. I bet you can't guess who that was from.
Is it from Mr. Dan Davis?
No, it's from Mr. Adam Cow, Mazda himself.
Mr. Mazda. Alright, fair enough. I was going to say, because I know I was speaking to Dan yesterday, and he said he didn't want to commentate tonight because he's been commentating flat out for the last few days, but Mazda, winner of the 24-hour race in December. To be fair, you can't really blame him for not being on track tonight. Obviously, he would be if he could, but I suggested that he might have PTSD from driving around this place.
He's probably still stood at work now with an imprint of the KERS button on his thumb, and he's probably still turning the corners of Daytona.
We're suggesting that if he was here tonight, he'd probably be pressing the KERS button coming down the straights, thinking that he could actually use it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
probably in his
it's
GT3,
probably-
the McLaren's got Kers.
and probably at the end of the race tonight, he'd still be sat there turning the wheel, thinking that the race is 24 hours. He'd probably just be sat there for the rest of the night, trying to drive for a Daytona. So,
Well, I do
probably
know
good
Mazda
thing that
doesn't
Mazda
work
didn't get him
weekends.
that night.
I know Mazda doesn't work weekends, and I know he's actually in another 24-hour race this Friday night around the Indianapolis road course. I'm not sure if it's being
Man's a
streamed.
trooper.
He's a warrior, isn't he, this boy? But he is
Yeah.
doing another 24-hour race. Arjun and Don is pitting, so at least my screen at least tells me when Kieran is in the pits. So Kieran and Don then into the pit lane as NJ goes past DJ Phil. That is for P9. Oh, gets it
NJ
wrong, gets it
Simon,
wrong. Oh, and who's that off? That's
Oh.
Daniel Francis as well, the Acura. I didn't see him. He's also off. And they've got to stay out the way as Monkey Boy's coming through to lap them. Monkey Boy not yet been in the pits. And Monkey Boy gets past NJ nice and easy and keeps out of Daniel Francis keeps out his way as well. So good work there from the back markers who both made mistakes. Rabbit Joe is P11 on my screen. I do believe he's P12 overall.
He's making gains on those three as well.
Yeah.
DJ Phil, Dan and NJ currently falling back into the clutches of this man who was on pole position. Let's not forget Rabbit Joe. Well, no, he wasn't. Sorry, I keep thinking he was because sorry.
He was pole for so long, that's the thing. He was pole for so long.
It's embedded in my head that he was on pole, but obviously Monkey Boy cooked him at the end. But yeah, Rabbit Joe was started on the front row of this one, and he just got so unlucky at the start.
Look at his pace as well, just 4/10 slower than the leader last time round for Rabbit Joe. He's got great pace. The only other guys he's upping the same as Holty and Smokey Devil. Quicker than everybody else other than Smokey Devil, Holty and Monkey Boy. He's lapping phenomenally, is Rabbit Joe tonight.
Yeah, it's such a shame of what happened earlier on. Obviously, he will be able to qualify in the second race due to the fact that he's not in the top 8. So he will get to...
Top 7 drivers won't be able to qualify for race 2, for those who are unaware of the rules. 14 drivers have completed this race, so the top 7 will not be able to qualify. So that's from Don, Smithy, Holty, Smokey Devil, Aiden Bennett, Liam Gamer, and Monkey Boy will not be able to qualify in this one.
Just a quick update. NJ's got up ahead of he's got up ahead of DJ Phil now as well. We just saw him clouting the wall there, coming out onto the oval section of the track. But he got round Daniel Francis just a couple of corners before that. So NJ currently making moves here in this race, and
he's got to do something. If Rabbit Joe's on the back of him, he's really got to get ahead of these guys. Daniel Francis in the background looking to go around the outside of DJ Phil as they come into the bus stop, and does so relatively straightforward for that. Oh, DJ Phil off in the background, and that's allowed Rabbit Joe to gain an extra place here. So P11 at the minute for Rabbit Joe, gaining on NJ and Dan. What NJ needs to do though is he's got past Dan. He now needs to get away from Dan. There's the two red headlights in front, or Dan and NJ, that Rabbit Joe can see in his windscreen. And they've got to get away, NJ has, because if Rabbit Joe gets on the back of NJ, I tip Rabbit Joe for doing well here.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, NJ's also got the pace as well. He was up there at the sharp end in the quali session. The race just hasn't really fallen the way he would have wanted to, as we see Dan getting really wide there, coming through turn 1, but just keeping it pretty much actually to the back of NJ.
Yeah, it didn't actually seem to hamper him, did it, going wide there? It actually seemed to be quite a nice line for the Acura. Now, this is where the Acura could be superior over the Lamborghini on this part of the track, as NJ very, very wide, and Daniel Francis should get him. In fact, he's going to tuck in the slipstream for this quick part of the infield. It's flat out till the next corner. The race leader has pitted, so Liam has inherited the race lead. But that battle has got Rabbit Joe gaining on the back of these two here, Andy, and this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is, and it's going to be Rabbit Joe's going to be sensing a bit of damage limitation right now. Obviously he's in P11. The top 10 I believe get points, right?
No, top 15. Everybody will score at least a point, bar 16th place, so everybody scores points really.
But Rabbit Joe wants to maximise his potential in this race, because he will be really frustrated with obviously how the start went and what could have been for him.
And the annoying thing is I'm not going to announce until the end of the night, but the annoying thing is I will say this one. Rabbit Joe took double points tonight. Obviously, we wasn't going to announce till the end of the night so that people didn't hamper other people's races, but he felt that confident that he took his double points for both races tonight. And it went horribly wrong at race 1. Yeah, exactly. After such a good qualifying, he must have thought, oh, some good points coming. Obviously, it's still a race 2 which he can qualify for. And with the quicker guys at the back of the pack, Rabbit Joe could be on for a race win. But yeah, just such a shame for him.
Yeah, he just needs to get his head down and focus on the race 2, because there's still lots of points up for grabs.
Has NJ got damage? Because that Acura should not be getting that close to a Lamborghini on this part of the oval. Daniel Francis really hassling the back of NJ then.
He was, but there's still no way around him.
both very, very wide there into turn one, and there's Rabbit Joe.
He was keeping with him, but he just didn't look like he had a chance of overtaking him.
It was as if he pulled out that slipstream, the toe would have just meant that the Acura would have gone back to its basic speed.
He would have gone backwards, yeah. So that Lamborghini probably pulling him along and actually helping him to defend from Rabbit Joe behind him, because if Dan can sort of sit in NJ's slipstream, then that Lambo will pull him along and essentially just stop.
NJ's struggling here. He's sliding through a couple of these corners, I've noticed. He's struggling here. Wondering if there's a slight bit of damage. Rabbit Joe just being patient behind Daniel Francis now should get him on this next part of the track, provided Daniel Francis doesn't get in NJ's slipstream. Yet again, coming through onto the oval. Sorry.
You can see NJ, the front left-hand side of that bumper is kind of shaking around a little bit. It's not awful. It's not too bad, but it will be uncomfortable for it. Definitely.
It can just be enough to ruin the aerodynamics. Yeah, it can just be enough to ruin the top speed especially.
He'll be getting understeer as well, coming into the slower corners for sure. But he's currently got Daniel really putting the pressure on now, and that'll be why the Acura is keeping up so easily.
Oh, look at NJ. NJ just struggling through the bus stop there. You've just seen him. Rabbit Joe is in a good position here to gain 2 more places. Both of NJ and Daniel Francis as well have time penalties. Can Rabbit Joe, though, lap 13 of 17, there's only one man who's not pitted, that's Liam. Can Rabbit Joe gain on these two and get himself some extra points, maybe catch to the back of Smithy and Don?
Yeah, Rabbit Joe doesn't seem like he's really gaining an awful lot here, though. I would have thought he would be all over the back of them right now. I wonder if he's got a bit of damage himself. 7/10 off of his personal best on that particular lap. Oh, he's running to the back of NJ. Did he tag him? Did NJ get taken off? Oh, NJ gets sideways, and he has a collision there with Daniel, and it looks like both NJ and Rabbit Joe off at the turn 1 there, turn 1 into turn 2. Oh, that's a disaster there. It all came from Rabbit Joe running into the back of NJ, and it looks like NJ has then lost control and gone into Daniel. Daniel's pretty much got away with that one scot-free there, but Rabbit Joe and NJ dropping back down now. Daniel looks like he's going to be safe in that P9, but that's the disaster there for those two.
He did. Rabbit Joe it was as if his brake just didn't work, because he didn't seem to stop going into turn 1. Not quite sure what Rabbit Joe was doing there, but yeah, I'm not sure if he did tap the back of the car. I'm just watching back on the stream here. I don't know, if he would have tapped the back of Daniel Francis, if anybody.
Daniel's just gone off. Daniel's just had a bit. No, who's that? That's not Daniel.
That's Daniel Francis. No, that is.
No, who's that? Who went off onto the grass? That is Daniel, isn't it? No.
It is, yeah. The white and blue Acura.
Yeah, he just went off. He just went off onto the infield, and he looks like he's cut off the whole track. So Rabbit Joe now back on the rear end of him. This is unbelievable stuff.
This is unbelievable stuff here.
Has he got damage from that collision with?
He's got to have some front end damage. He hit that front wall hard. He's got to have some damage on that Porsche. I'll have to see what happens later in this race. What it has done, though, is allowed Smithy and Don. They're not in worry now for 6th and 7th place. Just fill me in. Where's Kieran?
Kieran at the moment is in 6th place. He's 50 seconds off the lead.
So he's just in front of the Don Smithy battle then?
Yeah, he's 8 seconds up the road from them.
Right, so there is the Don Smithy battle at the moment. Yeah, Welsh in the chat just saying it looked on stream like Joe missed everyone. Yeah, I thought that when I watched the replay back. It did look like if he'd clipped anyone, it might have been the rear corner of Daniel Francis, but I wasn't too sure. Hit the wall hard though, did Joe. Smithy, what can he do against Don then? So he's P7 is Smith. No, P8 is Smithy. Don for P7 just in front, and Kieran only 8 seconds up the road from the pair of these two then. But let's see what these can do. Is Liam Gamer then, the only man not yet to pit, has pitted. Has he done enough to come out the pits ahead of Aidan Bennett? That will be the question. Can he outdo Aidan Bennett? Well, Liam's definitely going to get the podium because he was battling, don't forget, Smithy and NJ. And Smithy's nowhere near the pits now. If Liam can have a good pit stop here, can he get in front of Aidan Bennett? I think he might do, I think he's coming out the pits. He is.
Yeah,
where's Aidan?
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close between these two. Aidan's going to have such superior straight line speed, but it looks like Liam's done it. He needs to keep it together coming out of the pits. He needs to make sure he keeps his cool, doesn't hit that pit wall, stays off the grass because it's very easy to slide the car. Where is Aidan? It looks like Liam is going to get this one done here. He's out in P2. Brilliantly done there from Liam.
This is a fantastic drive for Liam Gamer. He's not going to catch Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy's too far up the road. Where is Monkey Boy actually? He's 25 seconds up the road. That shows how far Monkey Boy is. But Liam now and Aidan Bennett having a battle, the Porsche versus the Lamborghini, to the end of this race with 2 laps to go. What a drive this could be for these guys. What a moment for a podium for both of them. These guys could be on for the best finishes of the season.
Also, you've got to give credit to Smokey Devil here in this race, Matt, because P4, having started at the back of the field, he's just kept going, hasn't he? Kept plugging away.
He's been brilliant, and I've said this about Smokey Devil in the race, the 4-5 races he's done here so far, is he's kept himself out of trouble, and he's just seemed to pick off people. Obviously, I've seen him a lot, and I commentate on him a lot on Motive, as do yourself, Andy. And he just here, I've noticed something different with Smokey here, because he's not in the fight as much as he is with guys at Motive. He just manages to drive so cleanly and so consistent, and just pick up the places as he goes along. It's been brilliant to see him go.
Yeah, and you know what? Smokey Devil was one of those guys who, on his day, can actually be as quick as the quickest guys. And I've seen this in the touring cars a couple of times at Motive, is that in some races he's actually as quick as us guys who are running at the top of the classification, and it's just little things, small mistakes, and he always seems to get caught up in bad luck. And also the fact that it's not often enough. It's on the occasion he can just have an absolute flyer of a day where everything just seems to be going for him, and he's got the pace. But these are, unfortunately for him, too few and far between.
No, you're right, and I've seen him on the Clios, especially this season at Motive, where Smokey Devil's had a few incidents early doors, but then his pace at the end has been so electric that he's quicker than the leaders, but he's just too far back to make it happen, and I've seen it on more than one occasion.
It's like he's learning on the job, isn't he? He's just gaining more confidence and getting quicker and quicker with the cars and track combos that he's doing as the race goes on.
Indeed it does. He looks quite comfortable in this Porsche GT3, it has to be said. But at the moment, P4, can he gain on Aidan Bennett? 7 seconds on the last lap is going to be tough. One man, though, who you have to say has been dominant in this race so far. This man here, Monkey Boy, coming up to the bus stop chicane for the final time tonight. He's look at who he's about to lap. He's about to lap Rabbit Joe, who's lost out to NJ and Daniel Francis again. So what has happened to Rabbit Joe? His night has gone from bad to worse, but you can take nothing away. He's let the race leader through. He's going to finish a lap down. Monkey Boy, Andy, has been incredible.
He has been absolutely superb. He took pole position in qualifying and he has not looked back. Rabbit Joe got so unlucky, and I think he's going to want his race to be over as soon as possible. You see, he didn't make it too hard there for Monkey Boy. He wants to finish this race a lap early if he can, but Monkey Boy coming over the line to take the checkered flag for round 5 of the season at Daytona International Speedway. What a fantastic drive there from Monkey Boy. Totally dominant in that one. 27 seconds as he crosses the line, Matt. But Liam Gamer is going to take an absolutely brilliant second place here. In the end, he's going to hold off Aidan Bennett, having jumped him in the pit stops. What a drive from this man. He
had a bit of an incident with Don early doors, Andy, and take nothing away from his drive, because his drive as well has been incredible. Dropped down the order so much. Did the DJ Phil stint, as we like to call it, from last year's Red Bull race. He's going to flash his lights and take an absolute mega P2 for him. What a drive for Liam Gamer. Aidan Bennett as well, take nothing away from his performance. P3 on the podium for him. Absolute top stuff. And then another great drive from Smokey Devil. He's going to come home in P4. Good start to his evening. The Don, we said the Acura may struggle around this circuit. Well, the Don is going to take a P5. Hats off to him. No, Kieran. Apologies, I can't see the screen. Kieran is going to take the P5. The Don is going to take a P6. Still nothing to be disheartened about. P6 in that Acura is a stellar effort. Where did Holty go? Oh yes, just noting Holty not on the list. Has he retired? We'll have to wait and see. If so, he will. He
retired very late on, I think. I saw the list go to 13 a couple of laps ago.
He's got to have done 13 laps to have completed the race distance. Smithy, P6, good solid start to his season, quite consistent at the moment, lowest to 12th, highest of 6th place now this season, so not bad points for Smithy. This man Daniel Francis, he's had an up and down night, obviously getting used to the car, getting back used to project cars, not been on for such a long time. It's nice to have him back on the grid. He's going to take P8 then.
NJ, the last man on the lead lap here, could have been a much better race for him. He was up there in the qualifying session, but just everything's gone wrong for NJ. You can see the front bumper of that Lamborghini still hanging off, so he's had more damage, but he comes home to take the final lead lap position there.
Indeed he does. So there you can see that Kieran Archer finishes 5th place, with Rabbit Joe in 10th. DJ Phil crossed the line in P11. with Stealth Sloth coming home in 12th place. Not the race Stealth Sloth would have wanted at all. Alfie crosses the line in P13, and Holty did 15 laps and got DQ'd.
Oh no!
Strange one.
Pit lane speeding. Surely.
Possibly. He'd done his pit stop, so potentially, but he'll still score points. 15 completed 15 of the laps. He'll still score points for that in P14. Then fastest lap of the race. 46.5 from Argent, 46 Kieran Argent, fastest lap of the race, with a 46.540. So good stuff from Kieran Argent, the man who wasn't on screen due to the fact the game decided to glitch out. Typical bugs from the game though. But we're going to take a very short break. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay tuned for the second qualifying and second race coming up in just a moment, and we're going to have a few driver interviews from the top 3. We'll get them in, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ariel's saying, can we have default setups for the actual lobbies?
Problem with that is it's starting on the hard tyre and stuff.
Yeah, hard tyres is a nightmare, especially in winter.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The thing is, like, it's hard because you're always going to get people kind of making accusations, aren't you? You're always going to have that.
The thing is even if he makes it pure default, that core is going to still do nothing. The core is still going to be slow and still going to be really struggling.
It only works on default, compared to the other cars. That is, it only has any chance if it's on defaults. There's no point picking it.
I don't think round here the core is going to do anything even on default. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that the Acura's pretty much only got any chance if it's got default though. It's got absolutely nothing if it's on open setup.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I had to change the song for this. The advert that you can hear there, I had to change the song for it. Because I'd heard about your little... what was it? You got told you sounded like Chris Harris?
Oh god, that's so cringe.
Whereas, so when Deke sent me the advert for his company for that, the song that came on it, I noticed I had a copyright thing on mine from his song that he'd used. So I had to change it to that copyright-free song there and just put it over for today. And then G was like, "Oh, did you not hear about Andy?" So, no. Oh, we got copyrighted for like a minute because he read the championship standards out and he got told he sounded like Chris Harris. Mega. Oh mate, I felt that was. What league was it? What league was it? You got done for? Oh, Saturday night. Oh right, yeah.
Was talking. It's just me reading out the championship standings.
Yeah.
I don't understand. There's no background noise. There's nothing else.
Hello. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Championship standings, and they pulled it up and said that apparently it's from an episode of like some bollocks that Chris Harris presents. It's like, seriously? Oh, it makes no sense. I don't know
No,
where they got that idea from.
Honestly, that's mega. Liam.
Hey,
Well done, mate. Yeah, that's what I said. Aiden, just check your party settings for me. No, I mean just go in your party settings on the party screen, and then you want to set your voice thing to always allow. So, yeah, brilliant. So then they'll be able to hear you on the for the interviews. Just wait for Monkey Boy and wait for everybody to get in the session. Dean in? Yeah, Dean's in.
not skipping it this time, eh?
Oh, Dean's got a wheel, Andy. He ordered it last night.
Oh, nice. Is he? But wait, is he coming in for the next race?
He's in for the next race. Yeah, he's not on it. It don't come till next Wednesday.
Oh, fair dues. He's getting G29.
No, he's got the T150.
Yeah, he's got the red one.
T150. It's meant to be good, but it's a bit old, that one, isn't it? It's been around for a while.
It's that one that Gary had that overheated on the 24-hour event.
Oh, is it? You know Gary's on a T150.
Yeah, Gary's on a T150. Craig, Sutty, T150s.
I think G29's it's the best one for a starter because it's just so simple.
Yeah, if you're not going to spend the big bucks of the Fanatec.
Yeah, you've got to at least go some way towards it. I mean, obviously, Fanatec's a bit pointless. It doesn't gain you any time or anything like that.
No, unless you're taking out e-racing proper seriously.
There we go. I'm back.
If you got more money than sense, then
yeah, like Mazda, who's waiting for his McLaren.
I've got neither.
Right, so get rid of round 3 there.
Yeah, it was me who had that continue race thing.
Oh yeah. It's because it kicked me out.
Did it?
Yeah, it kicked me out. Kicked Kieran out as well.
See Kieran for the whole race. It just showed Kieran has been in last place, like 20 minutes behind everyone.
Right, just let me message Monkey Boy.
Better move my mic away from my mouth so it don't breathe down it mic.
Where's Monkey? Monkey.
Is that alright?
No. It sounds it. Right.
Alright.
Apparently his lad was having a moment. I've just typed in Facebook Monkey Boy and that's not even his name. Fuck's sake. How many people we got in? 14. Who are we missing?
Oh jeez, I need to jump in.
Oh, it's Andy. I don't know, that's still not right. 14 out of 18, that's still not right.
Yeah, because you've got Dean who's just joined, isn't he?
No, that's still not right. Because then we should be on 17 out of 18, because the 18th one being Mazda. So Liam's in, Joe's in, DJ's in, Don, Dean, Daniel, Monkey Boy, Stealth Sloth, Kieran, Argent, Aiden, Alfic, Smithy, Smoky Devil. We've not got NJ.
What about Holter?
No Holty, no NJ.
That's Andy. It's just NJ and Holter.
Yeah, so just them two to come in. And then we can get to... Let me text him.
Oh,
Monkey
here he
Boy's
is.
in.
Well done, Monkey Boy.
Thank you. Well done to you.
Ah, thanks.
That was good. Good pit stop.
Also, well done to you, Aiden.
Thank you very much. I was very upset that your pit strategy worked, but
Good strategy, that.
the issue was I was on the back of NJ and Monkey Boy, and then I dropped it in the bus stop,
Ah,
and then
up there in. Right.
I had no toe after that.
Just say, Monkey Boy, you're second there. Liam, you're up to third.
Third? Huh?
Yeah, you're up to third.
In the tables.
Oh,
In the tables,
in
yeah, in the tables.
Okay, I was
Aiden's tied with Jim. Right. Right, we're going to go back live in just a moment.
Alright.
I'll start with third and then we'll go third, second. Third, second, first. Smithy's comment. NJ is crying, season's fucked. One race wonder. Fucking hell. Ugh. Yeah, so when we're done with your interviews, guys, if you just want to jump back in your party or whatever you was doing, then when we're finished. Yep, sweet. Right.
This is the first race in 2 seasons that I've not been in the second qualifying.
Hey, not a bad place to be. Podiums, fast laps. Fast laps. Who took the fastest lap? It was Kieran, wasn't it?
Kieran.
Fastest lap. Right, okay, we're going to go back live in a minute. Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport for the second qualifying and second race of the night. I'm just going to quickly run through the race, the guys who cannot qualify. So Monkey Boy, Liam Gamer, Aidan Bennett, Smithy, Argent, Smoky Devil and Dom Productions cannot qualify for the next race. Everybody else is free to qualify. And we have Dean Wasaki in the session as well. So 15 drivers on the grid for this one. I've got the top 3 in the commentary box with me and Andy right now. And I'm going to start with Aidan. Aidan, good start to your race. Excuse me. Managed to get P3 on the grid. Or P4 on the grid? P4 on the grid, sorry. And you managed to get away quite well. Stay out of trouble at the first corner.
Yeah, well, it was almost a bit hairy. I got a wee niggle from the teammate, Stealth Sloth, and then managed to keep it on track. Got through the mess of this, and I thought, keep it with NJ and Monkey Boy, but dropped it through the bus stop. And then it was just on my own for the rest of the racing, hoping that Liam didn't put off his pit stop strategy, but he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was quite away in front of Liam at one stage, and he managed to sort of catch you up just before you pitted yourself. He was within a couple of seconds of you, and then his strategy just seemed to work. You came out not far behind him and couldn't do much more after that. And what's your thoughts going into race 2?
Yeah, being Liam and Kieran behind me. Hopefully a repeat of the first race. Hopefully. Just keep cost and not pitch.
Well, best of luck.
Well, best finish since started. So.
Yeah, no, well done on the podium, mate. Well, congrats on the 3rd place. We'll let you get back into your party with stuff off and concentrate ready for race 2. Congrats, buddy, on the first race.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done, buddy. 2nd place man Liam, who coincidentally took his first podium here at Daytona last season. Liam, an incident with Don early doors and then a strategy that really worked for you.
Yeah, I went and pitted. I honestly thought I was just going to be down in 3rd, but worked out the best for me.
What was your race plan after you and Don had a touch? Did you think of pitting early or pitting, keeping the strategy of pitting late? What was the plan for you?
My plan was just to keep going. Just keep going until I thought right opportunity.
Well, you're taking your 2nd place, your best finish of the season, and what a start to your season it's been. That's put you up to 3rd in the championship after the drop scores. So you've really got to be happy with your progress so far.
Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with what I'm doing, and I'm hoping for the future to do better.
Well, best. What's your plans for race 2? Any another podium or a race win maybe?
I would like a podium, but I'll be settling for maybe middle, maybe top, around middle or top area.
Right, no worries, Liam. We'll let you get back to Rabbit Joe and get best luck for the 2nd race, mate.
Right, thank you.
And we're joined by the race winner, who was pretty much on his own from since turn 1, lap 1. Monkey Boy, it was pretty easy going for you out there.
Yeah, it was. I thought I was going to have trouble with NJ to start with, but I mean, Rabbit Joe was sort of on the outside, and then the next thing he disappeared.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw NJ behind me, and I thought we're going to be in for it now. But I say he just sort of, whether he come off or something, but he just dropped back, and yeah, it was sort of on my own.
You just kind of had the pace. We saw in practice the other night that you and Rabbit Joe's times was quite close, and he kept you honest in qualifying, only 2/10, and he was on pole by 7 thousandths for such a long time that you had to work hard in quali. Rabbit Joe could have been your main rival tonight. What a race! What a different race it could have been had he not had his turn 1 incident.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to that, but unfortunately I think he got collected, didn't he, in turn 1?
Yeah, I think he got tapped round. Yeah.
But no, I was looking forward to that. But yeah, it's a shame. But no, I'm more than happy to get my first win. So.
Oh. We saw you racing hard with Mazda at Nürburgring round 1 and 2, and you just couldn't quite get it over the line there. You've managed to do it this time, and you must be chuffed to bits in this Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, last year wasn't really my year. That I struggled with the car, but I think last year I did my qualifying time in this, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm finding my feet more and more.
What's your plans for race 2?
Stay out of trouble and try and get through, I think.
Well, best luck for race 2, buddy. We'll let you head off, and congratulations on your race win.
Cheers.
A lot of drivers, Andy, seem pretty pleased with what they've done. Obviously, it's later in the night now. It's 1 in the morning, in fact. And Rabbit Joe, look, still setting that pace he was setting in qualifying 1.
Yeah, I think that the times might be a little bit off of what we saw in the first session, Matt, because now the track is getting a little bit colder. It would take more time for these tyres to build up some temperature. And you've got to remember that they're having to... Well, they can start on the soft tyres, obviously, because the setups are unlocked. So they'll be up to the temperature a little bit quicker than you would normally see on default setups on this game. But yeah, it's definitely going to be tricky for sure. But Rabbit Joe still setting the pace. Let's see if he can match the sort of times we saw in the previous session, where he was in the 1:46s, the low 1:46s. Let's see as he comes over the line what he can do on this time around. Stays P1, but he moves up to a 46.5,
Wow.
so he's taking 7/10 off. Still a little bit off at the time we saw in the first session though. He was on a 46.2, 2/10 off Monkey Boy, so still time to find for Rabbit Joe. But maybe the tyres just taking that little bit extra time to get into the optimal zone. Stealth doing a good job at the moment, currently sat in P2. Can he improve his time a little bit? We saw him in the 47s in the first qualifying session. Here he comes over the line now. He looks like he can't improve right now. Daniel Francis doing a good job, currently sat in P3. Looks like NJ goes up into second place though, onto a 47.6. NJ will be out there with a point to prove in this race after the first race really got away from him, Matt.
It really did. Incidents here and there, and couldn't get on the back of Monkey Boy early doors, and then, like you say, the few problems that led him to have that low finish by his standards as well. After such a good Snetterton, he'd come to Daytona with a lot of confidence, and it just didn't go his way. One thing I am noticing though, he's still over a second, 1.1 behind Rabbit Joe. That's how good a lap time Rabbit Joe has just put in. DJ Phil then, the only man on track not yet to do a time.
Yeah, he's just coming through the first sector now, so he'll be crossing the line probably in about a minute and a half. We'll keep half an eye on DJ Phil. But I think this might be one of 2 runs here for the DJ, who had a great run in at this track last season here in the Pro-Am. I remember when it rained, Matt, and he came in on the first lap, ended up finishing in second place, I think.
And his strategy was brilliant last year. Obviously, back in the Lamborghini, now in the McLaren, and we know that McLaren is good in the wet. We saw last week DJ Phil took 5th or 6th, I do believe, when Dean took his race win. So we know that Pepsi Motorsport McLaren is a fantastic car in the wet. It doesn't look like the forecast doesn't show any rain tonight, so we're not expecting any rain. But you never know round here. You could all of a sudden get a hurricane, especially at Simplay. So far, that's what we've had 5 Pro-Am races so far, and only one of them's been wet or had rain in it. It's unusual.
It's very unusual, actually.
It don't feel right.
It's been Pro Series, 4 races, 1 wet race. I don't know. It feels like maybe the tide is turning a little bit with the weather system at Simplay Motorsport. I don't know whether there's been changes, whether or not the artificial shower caps that have been that hang over the track. I don't know if maybe they've been turned off. Maybe the 9th green at 9 trick has been switched off for now. But
well, obviously last year, the difference between last year and this year was last year I got the kids to pick the weather out of a hat. This year it's live weather, so we sort of changed our minds because a few people were saying, "Oh, there's too many wet races," and now a few people have changed car. It's been, "Oh, this car's good in the wet. We need more wet races." And it's like, well, you've not
you
got
can't please everyone, can you?
No, exactly.
It's obviously DJ Phil coming over the line. Let's see what sort of lap time it is for the DJ. It looks like he's still got an invalid lap time there, so it's not going to be a time for him, unfortunately. He's going to be up against it to get a proper flying lap in here. P14 at the moment, DJ Phil. Not a good session for him, as we see NJ's improved his lap time. It's within 0.3 of a second of Rabbit Joe.
Rabbit Joe's improved as well, though, at 1:46.2. So matching what he did in qualifying 1.
Yeah, and that's no mean feat when you consider that the track temperatures are going to be getting colder and colder. Let's see whether Rabbit Joe can in fact improve his time here and maybe rub salt in the wounds of NJ. Obviously,
this is another man, Andy, that's going to want to make up for race 1. A few problems in race 1 for him, and this is another guy that's going to want to make sure that he can get over the line this time in race 2. As he comes across the line now, what's he going to do? No, improving that time now.
Holt's still out there at the moment, sat in P3 in that McLaren. Let's see what he can do into this final sector now. Getting a wide entry, almost tagging the wall there as he came into the bus stop chicane. Really getting that absolutely sweet as anything.
Good.
Clipping those little apexes there, that little yellow splotches on the inside of the corners. And let's see what Holty can do out of the final banking. He's got 1.2 seconds to find if he wants to get it some pole position. Could he maybe get himself on the front row ahead of NJ here? not going to be easy, especially in that McLaren, but it'll be a great start for Holty if he can get himself maybe on that front row in between those two, Rabbit Joe and NJ. Here he comes up towards the line now. Holty, for the final time in this session, he improves his lap time, but not enough to move himself up the order. Stays P3, just over a second off of Rabbit Joe. That's a pretty solid time there from Holty. Stealth Sloth is still out there, so is Dean Wisocki. Dean Wisocki comes over the line, he can't get himself up into the top 4, so not the best of qualifying sessions for Dean Wisocki. The race winner last time out at Snetterton seems to be struggling a little bit here at Daytona Road Course.
Yeah, he does seem to be struggling. Is it the McLaren or is it just Dean tonight? Not quite sure. I'll have to wait and see. DJ Phil still out on track though, his teammate. Not yet set a qualified time. He just sets a qualifying time. 57.3. Alfie's time couldn't get one together. Alfie looked like he was struggling in race 1, and that seems to be the way forward here as well into the second qualifying. Stealth Sloth, the only man then left to do a lap time so far. Rabbit Joe could have his first pole position of the season here, and what a effort that would be.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic from Rabbit Joe. He was unlucky not to get it in the first qualifying session, missed out by a couple of attempts, but Stealth Sloth, I don't think he's going to have the pace to ruin Rabbit Joe's party. He's simply too far off. He might be able to pip Holty, but it's going to take an absolutely monumental effort from this man to get up onto that third spot here. I think it's going to be probably a 4th-place start for Stealth Sloth. This man put in a good performance last season at Daytona Road Course, but since then it was pretty much after Daytona Road Course last season.
Yeah.
That was when Stealth Sloth's season basically dropped off.
So yeah, started to go off the radar a little bit. He's coming around the final bend now. The line will come up pretty fast as well. Here it is.
He improved, but not by enough.
Now
so
just P4. So Rabbit Joe then, first pole position of the season for him. I do believe his first pole, maybe his second pole. I'm not sure if he took one last year in a reverse grid race. But Rabbit Joe on pole by 0.3 of a second. He could do absolute bits in this race. So could NJ though, who starts P2 with Holty in 3rd, Stealth Sloth 4th, Daniel Francis 5th, Dean Wisocki struggling down in P6, DJ Phil Green in 7th, and Alfie down in P8. The rest of the grid obviously automatically random, so it's Smokey Devil, Smithy, Aidan Bennett, Kieran Argent, Monkey Boy, Don Productions, Liam Gamer wrapping up the grid. Liam starting from the back. That could be an interesting one to watch as we get ready for race 2.
Yeah, so here we go. Rabbit Joe doing an absolutely fantastic job there, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not he can defend from NJ coming up towards turn 1. That Lambo will definitely have some good speed coming up towards the first corner, and also the Lambo, I reckon, will have a better advantage at getting those tyres up to temperature. The Porsche might be a little bit longer just getting into the right optimal range. So NJ, I reckon, is going to come flying out of the blocks. It's going to take a good effort from Rabbit Joe to keep NJ at bay coming through this first lap, but also don't count out Holty from making positions. Only a second off of Rabbit Joe. Around this track, being a second off the pace is not much at all. The slipstream can really count for a lot around this Daytona Road Course. I just want to say a quick warm welcome to everybody watching live on the Simplay Motorsport YouTube channel. Currently 19 people watching, so please, if you're that one person who hasn't liked this video, make sure you do so. And also, if you want to get involved in Simplay Motorsport, then go to facebook.com/Simplay Motorsport and show the appreciation for the guys out on track right now. Though, please guys, drop a like on this video because they're putting on a hell of a show, and we've got another barnstormer lined up for you. 15 cars out on the track, so pretty much a full grid, barring Mazda, our man who unfortunately couldn't make it due to being on the late shifts this week.
I've just had word from Kieran Argent. He was watching Holty, had the speedo up. He ran out of fuel towards the end of the last lap apparently. On qualifying.
No.
Yeah, on qualifying. Or in the, I'm not sure if is that qualifying or the race. I'm not quite sure. I didn't make it clear. Maybe that's why he got DQ'd in the race. Could have been. We'll have to see which one it was about. As it's lights out and away we go here. They've crossed the line. Now we're racing then. Rabbit Joe underneath of NJ, you see there, down in towards turn 1. He'll be looking for a good entrance into turn 1, and he's got that done. We're saying about the Lamborghini could be the one to have the better start, but Rabbit Joe has done exactly what he needs to do. NJ though keeping it side by side with him, and has got round the outside. Brilliant move. Holty as well is up into 3rd place. Can he look up the inside of Rabbit Joe? Joe's deep, very, very deep. Dean Wisocki's just tapped the back of Dean Wisocki's just tapped the back of Stealth Sloth there. Oh, and that's Dean going backwards. Dean's backwards. Chaos. What has happened at turn 3 then? Because the 3 leaders are away here.
Yeah, it looks like Stelsloff and Dean coming together. Kieran Argent is down to P13 in this race, so it's not been the start he would have wanted. Hasn't made the progress he would have wanted, but NJ currently trying to hold off Holty. Rabbit Joe getting a poor start once again here at Daytona.
He's got Holty back.
Past Holty. Holty's got probably a slowdown penalty there.
There was a collision in the background, I noticed. Smithy and a few others. Look at this gaggle of cars here. Liam from the back of the grid. Liam's up to P6.
Wow, what a start from Liam. Fantastic job from him. As we can see there, that's Liam getting ahead of Monkey Boy up into 6th place, making progress very early on in this race. You see there, just chasing down this pack here. Currently, Rabbit Joe is just ahead of this pack here. Smoky Devil, Aidan Bennett, and looks like Liam Gamer's got ahead of the middle pack here, but it's a long gap from P5 down to P6 right now. NJ, though, has got a 1.5 second lead. He's opening up a little bit over as Holty. Currently, Rabbit Joe really hassling the back of Holty and trying to get back up into P2 as soon as he can. It looks like he lost a bit of time coming out of the bus stop chicane there. Smoky Devil sat in P4 with Aidan Bennett very close behind him now. Is Aidan Bennett going to try and get in that slipstream and make a move coming around the oval track? It looks like he's going to have some pace here as they come out towards the final banking, towards the start-finish line. But has he got the straight line speed to come past?
He has. Look at him. Wow, that
really
Lamborghini's really doing bits here. Aidan come from by the back as well, don't forget. Finished P3 last time round. He's back up into P4 at the moment and has that job done on Smoky Devil. Great stuff from Aidan Bennett at the end of this first lap. Rabbit Joe has got past Holty. You see there, Holty looked like he was wide out of turn one. Has Rabbit Joe? Did he just clip the pit wall?
I think he might have done, yeah. I think he...
Oh, he's still going.
Looked like it.
He definitely scraped it. It looked like the car kicked out a little bit. Liam's having to defend from Monkey Boy then in towards turn 2. Oh, a bit of a wiggle for Liam. He's managed to keep it going. And he still stayed ahead of Monkey Boy there, actually. Stealthsoft has pitted. Maybe for damage at the end of lap 1 then, as he was obviously in the wars, wasn't he, at the start. Dean Wasocki having a bit of a collision with him, and then obviously a few other bits from there on in. But NJ leads this race from Rabbit Joe, from Holty, then Aidan Bennett, Smoky Devil. Smoky Devil and Aidan really gaining on the second and third place man as well. Liam's kept in front of Monkey Boy. You've then got, there they are, look, coming onto the oval now. The Mercedes should have Liam on a straight line. Alfie's 8th, Don's down in 9th, Smithy's 10th, with DJ Phil P11, Dean Wasocki P12, and it looks like Dean Wasocki is trying to go low on his teammate, who's now just come in front of him, giving him the slipstream then on this part of the oval. And you see there the difference between pad and wheel. Dean having to turn it in and turn it in to keep it going. Look at him as he's closing up to the back of his teammate. He's going to look for a move into the bus stop chicane. As I said, he's a bit too far back for that. But DJ Phil, his teammates gave him plenty of room there.
I think DJ Phil was just waving him by. He doesn't want to get involved in any skirmishes, especially early in the race. It's best to just let Dean through because he's currently the faster car at the moment in this stage of the race. But NJ's currently opening up at the front here. He's got the pace over Rabbit Joe slightly, although Rabbit Joe was 3/10 quicker on that previous lap. Now he's got some clean air. Rabbit Joe's starting to make inroads on NJ. But NJ's very much made the most of a clean break at the start. He will be wanting to have put as much space between himself and Rabbit Joe as he possibly can, because Rabbit Joe really has got some scorching pace around this Daytona road course, and NJ needs all the luck he can get in this race if he wants to topple this man at the moment. Rabbit Joe obviously was second in the first qualifying session, but got so unlucky, ended up a lap down on the race winner, Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy currently making progress through the pack, but he still can't get past Liam Gamer, Matt. Looks like Liam's doing a fantastic defensive job here. Yeah,
Liam doing everything he needs to with the looks of things at the moment to keep the race 1 winner behind him. Liam doing stellar bits. Monkey Boy, though, we saw last week, and at Nürburgring with Mazda, Monkey Boy is patient and will wait for the driver in front to make a mistake before going for it himself. Oh, he's on the grass there, a bit wide there from Monkey Boy. Smithy's in the pits with damage, so I'm not sure how much damage he's got, but Smithy in the pits with damage he's just put on the stream. That's why he's just pitted. Daniel Francis down in 13th place at the moment, so Smithy excuse me, emerges from the pits still ahead of Stealth Sloth. That's how bad a pit stop Stealth Sloth had and how much damage he must have had on that car. Smithy was P10 at one stage. Rabbit Joe is gaining on NJ here.
Yeah, he really is. You know he's got the pace over him, and he's currently putting the hammer down right now. Holty and Aidan Bennett separated by not much, third and fourth places. It looks like they're still keeping tabs for Rabbit Joe, so Phil kind of concertinaing up a bit. Aidan Bennett is currently the fastest man out on track at the moment, lapping in the low 1 minute 47s. And it looks like all of these guys seem to just be maybe closing up a little bit on NJ. So NJ, the race leader, the man currently with the target on his head, he's very much the hunted at the moment at the end of lap 3. 47.6 last time around from NJ,
Wow.
47.2 from Rabbit Joe. Holty the fastest man last time around. In the 46s, the only man in the 46s. And it looks like Liam's made the move on Smoky Devil coming over the line. It's a complete lap 3 into turn 1. It looks like Liam's late on the brakes, goes a little bit deep into the corner, but Smoky Devil follows them, copies the exact same line as they came through the corner, and Monkey Boy's still stuck behind Smoky Devil. So Liam gaining now into some clean air. This will be Liam's chance to maybe try and make some gains, and Liam also gaining on NJ. So pretty much everyone in the top 5 gaining on NJ, the race leader.
And how good a race has Liam had here? A second in race 2 with a great pitch strategy. He's up to 5th on the 4th lap from the back of the grid. How good a race has he had? Champ in the comments. Evening to Champ, the stateside man from Wisconsin, I do believe. Green Bay. Unfortunately, the Packers lost at the weekend, Champ, to Tampa Bay, but that's another story. You can't say you've driven this track until you've driven it for 24 hours straight. Indeed, you can't. Champ obviously pushed Mazda in the Daytona 24-hour race, but it was a game of chicken.
Champ didn't drive it for 24 hours straight, so he's never driven this track. Champ, you haven't driven this track before,
Yeah,
have
you've
you?
never driven this track then, Champ.
Yeah,
he was pushing Mazda, but
talk,
it was pretty much a game of chicken, wasn't it, between Champ and Mazda? Who was going to sleep first?
A measly 19 hours by Champ. Come on.
Yeah,
get with it, man.
Yeah, 19
Matt,
hours.
Jesus, what is that? It's nothing. Get on with it. Come back to us when you've done 24 hours, son.
Still a stellar effort though, 19 hours, isn't it? The leaders, NJ still keeping that gap at 1.8 seconds over Rabbit Joe. So as NJ just found a bit of time this lap, although Rabbit Joe starting to reel him in a few tenths now, you see, coming off the back of the oval. The top 3 have pulled away from Aiden. What's happened to Aiden? He's down in P7. Has Aiden lost it somewhere?
Oh, no.
Yeah, look at him. He's got damage.
Oh.
He's got damage.
He's surely going to have to come in and get that sorted out, but he's going to lose time there. You can see there in the background, Don getting past him into P7 there. Aiden Bennett's surely got a box, and he can box if he wants to.
Yeah, he's struggling, and you can see that he's pulling left. He's hit something hard there because that is pulling left badly. So Aiden in the pits then. His crew's not even out for him. Oh no!
Oh,
that is going to hurt him.
He's lucky though, the fact that he was so close to the pits when that incident happened, so he didn't have to drive around too much of the track. That would have been a nightmare. Imagine if that had happened into turn 1. He would have he'd lost him so much time in this race. That would have been his chances of some good points pretty much out of the window. But still a long way left to go in this race. Aiden Bennett can turn this one around. We know he's got a lot of speed in these cars around this track, and he was lapping the 46s before that, so Aiden Bennett just needs to get his head down, keep his composure and go again. But NJ currently leading by a second and a half. Looks like NJ's responded a little bit to this pressure from the pack behind. We've been talking about how NJ was the slowest man out of the top 5 drivers on the previous lap, but on that last lap he was pretty much matching all of them. Rabbit Joe was slightly quicker than the other 4. But
what this has done is this has now allowed Liam and Monkey Boy up into P4 and 5. They've both cleared Smoky Devil. Can they get on the back of Holty here? Can Liam get on the back of Holty? Maybe take some pressure off his teammate and start applying it to Holty. He's 5.7 down the road at the moment. What a stellar job Monkey Boy and Liam are doing in this race, in both these races at the moment. Lap 5 of 17. Pit window opens next time around then. But NJ at the moment, his gap's come down to 1.2. What's happened to NJ? That was 1.8 a moment ago. Has he had a slowdown penalty coming through the bus stop chicane, I wonder?
Well, let's see the timing board. We'll be able to see whether or not it was NJ making a mistake or if it's just been Rabbit Joe really getting it together. It looks like it's the latter. It's the latter because Rabbit Joe's currently on one. Look at that.
And Holty, look at Holty at 46.3. That's qualifying pace. Holty and Rabbit Joe are just... Look at this. This is a 3-way battle for the lead. And Rabbit Joe is bringing Holty along to the party with him. Rabbit Joe, what a lap that is. And then Holty goes in and smashes that. This is brilliant.
This is what we talked about, the slipstream really playing a hand in this because the qualifying pace was in the Holty was in the low 47s, but when he's got the toe off of Rabbit Joe in front of him, he's putting along, it's pushing them both to their absolute limits, and we're seeing these guys putting in lap times that are about a second quicker than what they would usually be setting. The slipstream plays such a pivotal role.
Holty's time there is a 10th slower than Rabbit Joe's qualifying pole lap for race 2. It's only about 3 tenths slower than Monkey Boy's pole lap for race 2. So Holty here,
fuel load.
Yeah, exactly. Holty here is doing absolute bits. Rabbit Joe on the back of NJ with Holty not too far behind. These guys having an absolute cracking scrap at the moment. Holty really then needs to stick with them as well. Although it looks like he's just been dropped slightly from Rabbit Joe. Has he had a slowdown somewhere? Because he's now over a second behind Rabbit Joe. And Rabbit Joe bringing the... Look at the gap now. The gap looks a bit bigger.
Yeah, Holty doesn't need to worry though because he's got so much speed in that car right now. That McLaren is absolutely flying. He really cuts the chicane there. He will get a slowdown for that, undoubtedly. it'd probably be well advised to come into the pits now and avoid having to serve that penalty. We'll have to see what he does. But yeah, he's currently about 2 seconds off these guys. We know he's got the pace, so he will very much come back into this one, especially because NJ and Rabbit Joe will be battling soon enough. So that will slow those two down. But currently Rabbit Joe now...
NJ's got a time penalty.
Of NJ. Yeah, he has. That might come back to bite him at the end of this race. He could live to rue that mistake, that little slip of judgment there from NJ. And we see him going a little bit wide there, coming through turn one as they're about to put a lap on
Alfie and Aiden, both of them actually. Yeah, both of them.
So those two struggling at the moment. Aiden, obviously, it's that damage that he had to incur in his pit stop. That's really hurt him.
Alfie struggled all night. I've just seen him come out the pits, and the car didn't look too great when you just went on board him there. It looked like it had bits sort of flapping about. Obviously, Project Cars doesn't repair the visuals, it just repairs it for the driver on the screen. Rabbit Joe is really pressuring the back of NJ here.
Yeah, he is. He's not giving him any space to breathe right now. NJ is going to have to be absolutely on his A game here to keep Rabbit Joe at bay. And I'm just looking at the timing board, Matt. The gap between them on the last lap, it says Rabbit Joe was 2.5 seconds faster. So I'm guessing
that's what
Rabbit
that is.
Joe, I'm guessing that NJ might have picked up a 2 second penalty rather than a 1 second.
I was going to say, yeah, the time penalty obviously adds to your lap time, doesn't it? So it actually, although the gap says 2.5 seconds, it's not. As NJ, got very close to the wall there, and Rabbit Joe.
NJ's picked up a pretty hefty sanction here because you can see that his last lap time was way off, and I know that he didn't lose 2 seconds.
Oh, there's Alfie.
Oh, yeah. NJ, in my opinion, lost about a second to Rabbit Joe on that previous lap. So when you look at the timing board, 2.5 seconds, he must have got a 2 second penalty. I can't see it any other way.
Unless he's slowed down and gone into a low 48. But no, I think you're right. I think you're right. A 2 second seems pretty fair. As Daniel pits then on end of lap 6. Start of his lap 7, he's about to be a lap down, but look at Rabbit Joe there. You see the leaders on the right hand side of screen going across. Daniel Francis in the Acura then pitting. Obviously pit window is now open, so what can these boys do? Who was that wide? Rabbit Joe's taking the lead.
Oh, NJ's gone wide coming through turn 1. So that's Rabbit Joe now swoops up the inside. He's now got track position here, and NJ with the penalty will be really having to get, he's not only got to get ahead of him now, but he's got to also pull out a gap as well. We saw Rabbit Joe going a bit wide coming through turn 2 there, but holding on to that position for the time being. Now this is crucial for NJ to get back ahead of Rabbit Joe and fight back here in this race, but he's made a mistake. He must have gone a little bit deep into the turn 1. Maybe the back markers played a hand in that, I'm not sure.
Potentially, but Rabbit Joe then leads this race. What can he do from here? The Lamborghini will now have the benefit of the slipstream, especially coming onto the oval part of the circuit, which they are doing now. Here they go then. NJ, Don, DJ Phil, Smithy and Alfie all with time penalties at the moment, but we're on lap 8 of 17, pretty much halfway through this race. And Rabbit Joe is putting the fight to NJ, although NJ will have that slipstream in that Lamborghini. You'd imagine, Andy, that he should be on the back of him by the bus stop, if not trying to pass him going into turn 1, just the pace of that Lamborghini with that bit of slipstream.
You'd think so, but it looks like he's staying behind him for now. It all goes a bit deep. NJ's got to play this one sensibly, man. He's got to go slowly into that chicane, try and get a good exit out of the bus stop, because then he'll be on him for the whole of that oval section. But he's not playing his cards right. He's just going. I thought he was going to
rear end Joe there. He just seemed so late on the brakes compared to Joe, and I thought Joe was nearly going to be turning around there, but NJ managed to get it stopped. Now this is where the Lamborghini, you'll notice, will have its benefit of the straight line speed and that bit of slipstream, but he's just too far back, I think, come turn 1.
Yeah, it's a bit impatient there from NJ on the later on the brakes coming into the bus stop chicane. But,
excuse me.
No, it's alright. But yeah, Rabbit Joe there, just going a bit wide there, coming through turn 1 and turn 2. NJ's now pulled up right up to the back of him once again. But NJ there just saw him maybe not really playing the waiting game like in the right way. You're best off sort of taking a slow run into the entry of the chicane and then trying to maximise the speed on the exit. That Lamborghini can get an absolutely brilliant run out of there if you get it right. So Monkey Boy currently just ahead of Liam Gamer. Looks like Monkey Boy's got in some clean air. He's passed Liam Gamer on that previous lap, so now he's in some clean air. We can see what Monkey Boy is really capable of doing. But Liam is still doing a good job here, currently P5, and he's currently dropping a bit of a gap to the guys at the front, but still there's some good pace here in this race. Be nice to see if Liam Gamer can keep up what he's doing here and maybe finish on the top 5. A podium might be a bit of a stretch now, obviously, with Rabbit, Joe, NJ and Holty up front, but Liam's still doing a great job here in this race too.
Fantastic job. Say he's come from 16th place on the grid. I know a few people have pitted, but you're up to P6, don't forget, halfway through lap 1. What a good night of points Liam's got. Put himself up into P3 in the championship so far before this race, and the team Rabbit Joe and Liam Game up to P3 in the constructors as well. So what a night of points for them boys.
NJ getting a much better exit out of the bus stop chicane this time around. He really has nailed that. He's sure he can have a chance here, Matt. Look how close he is.
Right on the back of Rabbit Joe, and he's done exactly this time what you said he should have done last lap. He's really now hassling the back of Rabbit Joe here, and really looks like he's going to get that done. Look at the slipstream take effect, plus the straight line speed of the Lamborghini. It really is hammer down, foot down as well.
It's going to be so close coming into the corner, but he's a little bit too far back to go for it. You see there, Rabbit Joe very much aware of NJ's presence.
Oh, he's got deep!
He's got the inside there. You saw Rabbit Joe defending the position coming up to the corner. Did that put him a little bit offline? Coming into the braking zone, he maybe was a little bit unstable as he came through the corner, but whatever the case, NJ's up the inside and up into P1 once again. NJ's previous lap, a 1:46.3. He's really on it right now. He knows he needs to get his foot to the floor because he's got a 2-second penalty, so he's got to go hell for leather. Caution to the win time for NJ here in the rest of this race.
I tell you something though, Andy, Joe did a 46.7 without the slipstream, so he was, imagine what Joe would have done with a slipstream that last lap, because he obviously nailed the lap, but NJ just got the benefit of the slipstream down the both straights and obviously nailed his lap as well and managed to go 4 tenths quicker.
It can't be overstated how well NJ's done. Of him.
Yeah.
The pace that Rabbit Joe is going, especially through that middle section of the lap, NJ's done absolute bits to actually stay in contention for the whole of that lap.
Oh, 100%.
The turbulent air coming off of that car would have really been playing all kinds of trouble with him, but he's kept himself there in the hunt, and he's made the most of it. He's capitalised on a little mistake from Rabbit Joe coming into turn 1, but Rabbit Joe's still right there as he comes into the bus stop chicane. It looks like these guys both nailing the bus stop chicane brilliantly. And Rabbit Joe is still very close here. It looks like he's got a fantastic run coming out of the chicane.
He's got a great exit.
Yep, the shoe's on the other foot now, by the looks of it.
It really is. What an exit from Rabbit Joe. I was going to ask you a question. Do you do what the driver in front does? Do you pit the same lap? Do you copy the driver in front? Is that your pit strategy?
Surely, just do whatever the other guy doesn't do. I mean, it's a game of chicken right now. It's whoever blinks first in this situation, because whoever comes in first, essentially, I feel almost when you're playing a mandatory pit stop races like this.
Oh, NJ's deep. NJ's very deep.
He's going to recover it. He's going to recover it just. But it's almost like a game of chicken, because the thing is, you don't want to be that guy who blinks first. Do you know what I mean? It's like a game of stare out. You don't want to be the one who's surrendering it yourself. And I feel almost like it gives you that mental edge if you stay out on the track for longer, because you feel like you can capitalise on the other guy. Because when you come into the pits, you come out in traffic, you come out in the middle of a load of cars, you're essentially going to find it a lot harder to keep up your pace when you're driving through a load of guys who are still yet to pit in the race.
So surely what you're saying then is Joe's got to get on the radio then and say to Liam, get in the box now, because I'm going as long as possible for a race win.
Yeah, exactly that.
Liam, P5, great job. Oh, NJ getting all out of shape. And look at the run Joe's going to have coming on the oval. NJ keeping out the slipstream at the moment. Got a very horrible wiggle coming onto the oval section. Surely then, Rabbit Joe's got to be saying to Liam...
The thing is, Rabbit Joe's got this move done so early on at the banking. So now the tide's going to turn. Now NJ's going to slot back into that slipstream. Come up to the bus stop. He needs to play it cool. Don't go for the move into the braking zone on the bus stop. Just play the long game.
Oh, he's looking.
Slot in behind and go for the exit, NJ. That's what he's got to do. He's got to just play his cards right here and stick behind him, and then he's going to have the slipstream coming out of the corner. You see there, 0.3 of a second separating them, and now once again the tide turns between these two. And NJ's got the run coming out onto the oval circuit.
Indeed, it does. Like we were saying a moment ago, Liam pitted lap 15 last time around. You can pit lap 16, but surely Rabbit Joe's going to be telling Liam, get in that pits, get out the pits, free the box up for me for when I pit. Smithy's already pitted for NJ, so NJ's not got to worry about that one, but Joe has got to worry about what Liam does. Look at the slipstream. We're on board NJ now. Look at how steady that wheel is. Great driving there from NJ. Is he going to look into turn 1, or has Joe gone a bit deep like last time? He has. He's gone slightly deep. Maybe that back mark is just putting Joe off. That's twice now, although Joe there did similar to what NJ did last lap and has managed to get away with it.
Yeah, just about. Obviously, if you can just return to the track and be in the way, then there's no way for the guy behind you to go. So it's just a simple case of just covering it off. But yeah, NJ couldn't quite capitalise on that. They both went a little bit wide. Rabbit Joe wider than NJ did. But yeah, absolutely. The back markers will start to play chaos with you, and when you've worked so hard to be in a position where you can take the win.
Yeah.
Oh, Rabbit Joe's gone wide. He's got well out of shape
no.
going through turn 5, and NJ's back up into the lead of the race. The lead is chopping and changing here in the later part of this race 2 for Simplace GT3 Pro-Am Series here at Daytona. What an absolute turn.
Oh, NJ's had a spin!
lost it! And Rabbit Joe collects him. They're both going to have damage, and this is surely going to play out.
Is Joe letting NJ through? Is Joe letting NJ through? Joe's letting NJ through.
Monkey Boy is going to move up into. Well, he's going to be all over the back of them.
He's going to be on the back of them, yeah.
P4. So Monkey Boy is now only 4 seconds off for the race lead. Is
There's
Monkey
Joe.
Boy going to be
That's
taking
Joe.
the win?
Monkey Boy's gone past Joe. Oh,
Holty
wow.
leads the race. NJ second with damage. NJ and Rabbit Joe are going to have so much damage on their cars. So it's now going to be Holty and Monkey Boy with the ascendancy. And Monkey Boy only 3 seconds off for the lead.
And don't forget, Liam could now be on for that podium that we spoke about earlier. We said was probably a bit too much of a job for Liam to do. Liam could be on for that podium. There's Liam. He's 2 seconds off the back of his teammate. Oh, NJ had a wiggle, and Joe has just collected the side of him. I think Joe slowed down, to let NJ through. NJ then looks like he's not going to pit. No, he's going to stay out this time round. Surely we're going to see Joe in the pits. But has that just ruined his race? Has he just lost a chance to win this one then? Rabbit Joe, what has happened? There he is. Joe's in the pits.
Joe obviously incurring some damage repairs on that car. It was NJ who actually triggered that reaction there, because he was the one who lost the car coming out onto the oval, and then Joe got collected. It was just Joe was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It couldn't have been worse for him, the way he got caught out there. The front of that end of that car would have been all over the place. NJ seems to have completely got away with it. It was his side pod that took the hit, but it looks like he's pretty much got away scot-free with that one. He's still going, currently still matching the lap times of Holty, the race leader. But has he got a little bit of damage? Maybe that's the reason why he's not closing in. Monkey Boy sat in third. Looks like his gap to Holty staying the same, so Monkey Boy may not have the pace to close in on the race leader. Holty, though, has really been given a Christmas present, 11, or you could say a month late or 11 months early, depends how you look at it. But Holty currently the man with the ascendancy in this race, and from nowhere, from just trundling around in P3, keep doing what he's doing, he's kept himself in the hunt, and he now has the race lead to show for it.
Oh, we've lost a driver from the grid. Can't actually see who's retired here. Someone has definitely retired. I'm just trying to see who.
Smoky Devil.
Alfie.
He's out of the race.
No.
Oh no.
Smoky Devil's. No, Smoky Devil's just in the pits. He's having a pit stop.
Oh no, yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we've lost Alfie. Yeah, Alfie then will not score in this one. Hasn't got to the end of lap 13, so Alfie will not score in this race. Unfortunately, he's been struggling tonight, though, hasn't he? As Alfie, after a good showing last week, he's been struggling tonight. But, what can we say about Liam and NJ there? NJ, like you say, seems to have got away with it, as Monkey Boy's now going to come into the pits. That'll release Liam into P3. Joe's only come out P6.
Now, Monkey Boy hadn't been in.
I'll tell you the people who haven't pitted. DJ Phil, Dean Wasocki, NJ, Don Productions, Liam and Holty, all yet to pit. Now, Rabbit Joe's come out P6. Everybody in front's got to pit. He's surely not going to be on the back of any of them guys, you'd imagine. You'd think Monkey Boy would come out the pits ahead of Rabbit Joe here.
Yeah, fingers crossed Monkey Boy can get some good points here in this one. He took a dominant win in that first race, but this race 2, start of the race didn't really go the way he would have wanted to. Looks like he's going to come out about 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe ahead of Dean Wasocki there. Keeps that out of the pit wall. Nice.
Oh, Rabbit Joe's got a time penalty. Rabbit Joe's just got a time penalty there as he's coming round turn 1, so he's lost it. That's the effects of Rabbit Joe's pit stop right there, is he was well in front of Monkey Boy. He's now 3 seconds behind Monkey Boy, so what a horrible night for Rabbit Joe.
Yeah, it's just all gone really wrong for him. He's taking double points at this race, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, he was, yeah. Bless him.
So thing is, though, I understand why he took the double points, because the speed that he's had around this track has been phenomenal.
Yeah. But
both races everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong for this man tonight. He's been plagued by the worst possible luck. And there's still a P6 in this race, it's not all doom and gloom.
I can actually tell you the guys who've taken the double points, Andy, because obviously we're to the back end of the second race. So Stealth Sloth, Monkey Boy, Liam Gamer, Rabbit Joe and Alfie all took double points for this race.
Liam Gamer's going to be laughing all the way to the
him
to the point
Boy.
standings.
him and Monkey Boy will be absolutely loving this one with the rounds they've had. That's Liam. That's Daniel Francis, who Liam Gamer went out the way. He's had a big impact. He's lost his rear wing and everything, so he's hit somewhere hard. So yeah, guys, get you in the comments. Get your driver in for driver of the day. Let us know who you think deserves the driver of the day. I tell you what. For me, it's this guy. Rabbit Joe's been great. Monkey Boy's been great. But for me, Liam has been fantastic. So I'm going to give my vote to Liam Gamer.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with you there, but just to be contrary, because obviously it's boring if we both agree. I'm going to go put my vote on Holty, just simply because he had to be there to capitalise on the woes of the other two, and he's had such scorching pace tonight as well. And since he's taken the lead, he's pulled away from everybody else. So Holty has shown he's more than deserving of this lead that he's got, and he's got 2 laps left to go to bring this one home. So
one thing I'm noticing. Oh, there we go. I was just about to say one thing I'm noticing is Liam was gaining on NJ. Liam's past NJ. What has happened to NJ? Liam's back up to second. Don, NJ, Liam, and Holty still to pit. Is Liam on for another podium? Driver of the day, Liam says Welsh. That's 2 votes to Liam at the moment. One obviously to Holty. Gary says Liam as well. Is he on for back-to-back podiums here? He has drove so well. I agree with what you said about Holty. Fantastic to capitalise on this position. Liam actually quicker than Holty last time around. So can Liam here gain on the race leader before he pits? They've both got to pit. When do they pull that trigger?
Monkey Boy, the highest runner of those who've been into the pits. Rabbit Joe's beat him, but he's 40 seconds behind. Liam has got to come out ahead of Rabbit Joe in order to pick up this podium spot. Here is very much on the cards. Liam
Holty's
having
in.
An absolutely fantastic race. Yeah, Liam's staying out. So Liam is going to take temporary lead of this race. It will only be for 1 lap. He's got to come in on this lap. So Holty, the race leader, the net race leader as well, is bringing it in. So Liam now takes the lead of the race for 1 lap. It's going to be NJ coming into the pits. Obviously, he's going to possibly be changing the car for damage on that one. You see his lights coming on there as he enters the pits. But Liam Gamer now has got to have the best of in-laps here. He's got to really rag that Porsche around and get the absolute maximum out of it, because he's currently on course for a possible podium here again. He finished obviously second in the race 2, and he could be on for a possible 2nd or 3rd place here. He needs to come out ahead of Rabbit Joe. The gap currently 30 seconds between those two. Liam doesn't need to change tyres. He doesn't need to do anything drastic. He just needs to stop in the box and go. Liam, make sure you request your pit stop before you come in.
And look at
your pit crew at the front, and it will take extra time. Make sure you request it before you come in.
Look at the timing screens. Rabbit Joe's just passed NJ in the pits as well. Oh, Rabbit Joe. Honestly, that is a shame for him. NJ just leaving the pits now. So the only people left to pit then is Liam Gamer, Don Productions and Dean Wisocki. Not seeing them guys in. Dean, as I say that, just now enters the pit. So where will Dean come out? Let's wait and see. Monkey Boy then net leader as he's got past Holty at the moment. Liam and Don still to pit. I think the gap for a pit stop here is about 29 seconds, I do believe. So at the moment, Liam will come out, you're right, P3, just ahead of his teammate Rabbit Joe. But Liam Gamer at the moment doing absolute bits so far. He's had such a good evening. Don Productions will take nothing away from his performance in the Acora to be second, alright, albeit 8 seconds up the road from the net race leader. But he's done a good job in that Acora with a car that's not going to be great round here, like we keep saying.
Yeah, he's really made the most of it, has to be said. As we see, Liam is into the pits to make his stop now. So where is he going to come out in relation to these other guys? Don still needs to come in, so don't worry about Don. Liam needs to come out ahead of Rabbit Joe here. This is going to be tight. 30 seconds separated them as Liam came into the pits. It's going to be... Actually, wait. Monkey Boy's come out ahead of Holty.
Yeah, Monkey Boy's jumped Holty, yeah.
So Monkey Boy's the race leader now. He's done absolute bits there in the pit stops. Monkey Boy leads this race coming on to the last lap just ahead of Holty. We're going to keep an eye on this man here, Liam, as he is coming to the end of the pit lane now. Is it going to be back-to-back podium finishes for Liam Gamer? What a job he has done tonight. He really has done bits, driving in his double points race here. So he's done the job when he's needed to. Where is Rabbit Joe? Rabbit Joe's, yeah, Liam's in the top 3 here. So he's done an absolute fantastic job there. Has Liam Gamer? He's going to come out quite clearly ahead of Rabbit Joe. What a job from Liam Gamer. But we're going to go to the battle for the lead here on the final lap of the race. Monkey Boy took the lead through the pit stops, has kept it going, and I tipped Holty for driver of the day because he was leading the race. But I'm going to have to change that up and give it to Monkey Boy, because if he takes the double, having had the most turbulent of race 2s, then it's going to be Nothing short of absolutely phenomenal from Monkey Boy.
Holty putting some right pressure on Monkey Boy here, and we saw Holty's slipstream pace earlier. Bit of lag there for Monkey Boy. I thought he was going straight on for a minute, but it looked to just be a bit of lag there as he jumped back into the middle of the screen. Holty then has that slipstream of the Mercedes-Benz. He needs to use it. He needs to do what you said NJ needed to do at the bus stop chicane. Use the slipstream, get a good exit from the bus stop, use it at that last part of the track, although it doesn't seem to be doing much for Holty here.
No, it doesn't, but if he can just get the nicest exit he possibly can, it will
We've
set
had
him
another
up
retirement
beautifully for the final part of this race. It's very confusing to see on the final lap, though. Might have been a disconnection, actually, because it doesn't look like it was any of the front runners. It was Dean.
Dean's P9. Dean's P9.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're absolutely right there, mate. Sorry.
Not quite sure. Aiden. No, Aiden's 8th. Stovsloff's 6th. Anyway, we'll figure that one out in a moment because Holty is gaining on Monkey Boy, but I think it's going to just be too late. Oh, it's the wheel. It's NJ's disconnected. The wheel's gone on him. And Holty isn't going to be able to do it. Monkey Boy's going to take the win from Holty just on the line. We could have seen another race 2 drive to the line for the win. Holty, though, his best finish. Great comeback from Monkey Boy. Holty's best race of the season, P2. This man a double podium for him. P3 for Liam Gamer, who looks like he's took the driver of the day vote in the chat. Wheeler's packed up, says NJ. He's got the T150 as well. I wonder if it's just overheated. Rabbit Joe, what could have been? 4th place for Rabbit Joe, though, nonetheless. Don Productions is going to take a P5. Good drive in the Acura for Don Productions. And Damage Imitation, Stealth Sloth, a night in which he took double points as well, hasn't gone his way. A 5th and a 6th. Nope. A 12th and a 6th, sorry, not the night for him. Smithy looks like he's going to take a P7 to match his race 1 result, so a good job from Smithy.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there, but Aidan Bennett finishing down in 8th place. He will be gutted with how the races have gone tonight, because he could have been up there. He had so much pace in qualifying, but just couldn't get it together.
Joe's just commented in the stream that when I tapped Neil, I had to give the place back, it said. After he'd span, so that's why Liam was going so slow. Argent is P9. So what's happened to Dean? I thought Dean was P9 a minute ago.
It looks like Kieran Argent's just got past him right at the end.
That's Daniel Francis.
Hold on. Yes, he's lap down. Yeah. I wonder if Dean's just had a moment coming out of the bus stop. He must have had a bit of a spin or something.
Yeah, potentially. Well, Argent P9 then. Dean will take P10. DJ Phil Green will cross the line P11, so not a bad night. 2 11th places for DJ Phil. Fastest lap of the race. This is going to be a hard one, isn't it? 46.3 from Holty. Looks like that is the fastest lap. Smoky Devil crossed the line at P12 with Daniel Francis taking 13th place then in that Acura. A night of struggles for the Acura. NJ will pick up 14th place as he retired on the last lap, so he will pick up 14th place, and we'll see what happens from there. Fastest lap of the race though goes to Holty, so the man who nearly took the race win takes fastest lap as well as 2nd place. And let's just have a quick look at the tables, because this could be some fantastic. I mean, we'll work out the drop scores at the end of this one for round 3, but just looking at the table then, I think we have a new championship leader in Monkey Boy at the end of that one.
Yeah, Monkey Boy fully deserving of his championship lead as well, if indeed he has managed to pick that up after this round, because he's driven absolutely superbly tonight. The first race could not have gone any more, I don't want to say easy, but it couldn't have been simpler for him. He just drove off, he rode off into the sunset in that one, but in this race he's really had to fight for this. He's had to make his way back through the pack, make some great moves. The strategy was on point. He didn't give up, even towards the end when he was 4 seconds behind Holty. He just kept going, kept believing. Holty came in the pits. Monkey Boy comes out just ahead of him and ends up taking a brilliant win. Holds Holty off there at the end, despite Holty really giving him a great fight back at the end. Holty had some great pace as well. 46.3 in the race is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous pace. And
in his default setups.
Exactly, Monkey Boy does take the championship lead by 34 points. Liam and Joe up to 3rd and 4th in the championship, and it's the forever forward Mercedes-Benz of Monkey Boy and Kieran Argent leading the constructors, but with Iron Brew Racing B of Liam and Joe in 2nd place. What a haul of points for them boys. It's been absolutely fantastic, guys. 23 people watching the stream, only 18 likes. Let's get this up to 20 likes before the video goes off of air. That is all we've got time for though, Andy. You'll be on track tomorrow night in your Lamborghini. I bet you're buzzing for that one.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen tonight, it should be a really exciting night of racing, and hopefully I can settle the scores on last week with the only G. I'm not afraid to say that I am intending to take my double points round tomorrow night. So if anybody wants to ruin that for me, then now you know. So,
well, we wish you the best of luck for tomorrow night, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's all we've got time for, though, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you all tune into the stream. Thanks for all the likes and the comments on the stream. Join us tomorrow night, live Daytona Road Course for the Pro Series at 8 p.m. with the likes of Andy G, Gary, and Sutty Apex, and many more will be back. No, not Sutty Apex, working tomorrow night, so he won't be with us. But all the others will be on the track battling it out. From all of us, though, here at Simplay Motorsport, we wish you the very best. See you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night.
Good night. I love the way you wrap it up so quickly, mate. It's brilliant. It's so concise. It's like, right, thank you, good night.
I just don't like to hang it on. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause do you know when it's done? It's done.
I know. I think is I struggle with. I'm so bad at signing off because when I'm on Motive and I'm just like, so thank you guys, and we will see you very soon for the thingy. What's it? Thank you everybody for joining us once again. And what a great night of racing we had. And blah 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 blah. It's like I wish I could do it like you, but it's just so hard. I end up beating about the bush way too much. I wish I could just say, right, we're off, bye.
To be fair, it's always been something I did from THR when I'd commentate for them. I've just never seen the point of sticking around at the end, especially back then, because back then they do all the touring car package all in one night. So you're doing like 5-6 races in one night.
By the time it's done, it's done basically. Everyone's
well, back then it was like you'd be finishing at like 11:30 some nights, if not 11:15 at times.
Jesus Christ!
Because they did 6 races in one night, and it was like 10-minute qualifying followed by like a 15-minute race or 20-minute race. It was like by end at night, you were just like, yep, see you in a bit, bye.
Would it start at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 8 p.m.
No,
they do the GT5s like we do on a Friday.
It's overkill, mate.
For the Ginetta Juniors, then they go into Clios, then GT4, then the Porsche GT3 like the Carrera Cup, and then into touring cars.
I suppose Friday night is kind of alright, isn't it? Because Friday night's better.
Yeah, well, this was Wednesday, Thursday. And it was like, mate.
That sounds like the best series ever.
The way it was run was good, but it just went on too long.
I heard it was run by a bit of a tool, which was a shame.
Oh, yeah. It was run by a massive tool. But the concept was brilliant. Do you know, to have like the whole Toka package in one night?
Yeah.
Great, but I just think A, it went on too long, and B, the guy who ran it was a pleb. So
I reckon that type of format would work well with what we have at Motive. With our kind of like our tier format. We've got like we make it like it's like a sort of a show kind of thing. That would work well with if we did that sort of thing. I think that would work well.
Well, this is it. I'm trying to do, because obviously I don't do anything for you guys, and none of our drivers race with you guys on a Saturday and a Monday for the GTs and GT3s. So I'm trying to do something like that over at Simplay for just like a Monday and a Saturday. Maybe run just like one of the Toka package in like a mini sort of championship. Just 6 races around the British tracks on a Monday and a Saturday. Obviously, because I don't hope you guys out then. It gives me a chance to do something that night. But I'm still free for you guys on the Tuesday and the Sunday. As well as then to race with you guys on the Friday. And it's not interfering with me helping you. And then obviously if that's it, I'm just putting feelers out there because I just kind of want more on our channel as well, like you guys do.
Oh yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like while I've got
that free time, then you want it whilst you're not working, and whilst you're getting your stuff sorted out. Obviously you've got to recover with your injuries and stuff like that. You've got to kind of get yourself sorted out. So while you're doing that, you kind of make the most of it, I guess, don't you? Yeah.
This is it. And like while I don't do it for you guys on them 2 nights, I've thought, well, there's a window that I can do something on our channel where them guys are busy on their channel and I'm busy. I can do our channel, and I'm still can do the Clios and the touring cars for you as well as race on the Friday. It's not kind of clashing with what I do with what I've already got pre-planned with you guys. You know what I mean? So hopefully, like I say, it's all just talk at the minute, but hoping that if we can get it going, it'll be something decent. We'll have to see what happens. And maybe
it'd be good to get more stuff going on Simply.
Yeah, because like I was talking to someone the other day.
Much, is it?
No, this is it. And
it's all in one part of the week.
I was talking to someone the other day, and do you know what? They come up for a really good idea for the F1, but I don't think you'll ever get a good enough F1 grid.
What's that?
was, you know, as we run Pro-Am, if you're a Pro-Am driver, you're in an F2 car. If you're in the Pro Series, you're in the F1 cars. But
We're hoping that we can use this F1 season as like a bit of a platform. Because we want to run multiple tiers. You know, we want to run F2, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. We want to have lots of tiers for F1. We want to at some point, because have you ever seen Apex Online Racing? They've got about 10 different leagues.
What, in
They've
F1?
got about 10 different divisions. They've got loads. Yeah,
I've seen. Who was the one I was watching for Assetto Corsa? They've got about so many groups that split into A and Bs and stuff. Mazda joined one. SOP, I think, is it? SOP?
Yeah. They've got loads of leagues.
Yeah, on PC as well, mainly for Assetto Corsa Competizione. They've got like so many leagues on ACC, but they only stream the top division, and it's like, right, okay.
You might have to stream the top 3 or something.
I want to be like that. I want to be like that. But yeah.
Apex Online Racing, they stream the top 4 F1 leagues, but they've got more than that. They've got about 10, I think, or somewhere between 10 and 15 leagues.
Bloody hell.
They've got a huge structure, and what they do is they divide it up into tiers. So the top tier is obviously on its own.
Yeah.
Then you've got F2 and F3 is in the second tier, F4, 5, 6 in the third tier.
All
and
running the
all
F1 cars, yeah.
Yeah. So if you get if you finish in a promotion spot in one of the bottom tiers, like F7, F8, F9 or F10, and you move up to a third tier, it's like F4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Then if you get up there, you go up to either F2 or F3, and then if you get promotion from that, it's up to the F1 league. So it's it's not as ominous as you think. Like if you're starting off in F10, you're not going to have to wait 9 seasons to get up to F1.
It's like it's sort of
seasons.
Pyramids down, and the bottom tiers you can get promoted into like the next three, and then one of them 3 can get promoted to the 2, and then the 1, and then the 1. Tell you one thing we are looking at Race Room on the PC.
Race Room, I've seen.
And doing some bits on that, but I need to upgrade my PC before I stream out off there massively.
The customization looks amazing on that.
Yeah,
it looks proper.
It's something we're looking at. I tell you what, I didn't notice. Right, I did the. Do you know when you do upload the stream? So it's scheduled, isn't it? Yeah. And I uploaded the thumbnail on because Craig did Little Leaks did the thumbnail for me, and I'm sat there and I'm like, something don't look right with that car. So I go, what the fuck's with that car? I loaded image bigger. You know, he's only gone on Photoshop. You know the strip above the windscreen? He's only put the logo on that, and I'm sat there going, fucking hell, I've been looking at this all week and I've not noticed it. The front 2 cars on the thumbnail, Simplay Motorsport, on the strip of the windscreen, he's somehow put that on there, and I'm like, that is fucking... That was quality, to be fair.
It's amazing. I noticed that straight away, and I thought that was sick.
Didn't notice it.
Little Leach has done amazing with the graphics. He's done brilliant.
Did you see them 2 highlight videos that Liam did?
He applied to join our graphics team, and I kind of felt bad because like we got Dan already. I don't want to step on Dan's toes.
No,
That's the last thing
Dan does a quality job.
I don't want to step on his toes. That's the thing, because it's a bit of an insult to Dan. But certainly, if Dan were to turn around and tell us where to go, then 100% I'll be down.
I mean, in all fairness, Dan does a cracking job.
He does, but if Craig's there, you know, like if Dan was to get too big for his boost, then we could easily give Craig a shout. You know what I mean?
Fuck off, Dan. We've got Craig now. Yeah, no.
Stop being such a big-headed bastard.
No, Dan does a quality job though. Still,
he does.
Brilliant stuff.
And commentating, he puts in so much work as well. The other day, he commentated because you weren't feeling well on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah.
And he stepped up again. Like, he's meant to be racing. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. And you know, stupid thing is like I felt bad last night because I was sat in hospital and I didn't catch tier 1s because I was in and out with doctor. And
you don't have to feel bad about that at all.
I had like an ultrasound on my
control.
I know. I had an ultrasound on my bladder and I was in and out with doctor and I didn't get to catch tier 1. I'm sat there waiting for them to do my obs to go home. I thought, you know what? I'll tune in. And poor old Kelly, bless him. Love Kelly. Kelly's brilliant, right? And he sat there, and I could just see him struggling to just do everything. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
mate, just like, bless him.
This is like his 3rd commentary ever, and he's already having to do it by himself. And the thing is, like the standards that we kind of have on Motive, he probably feels like he has to be on the same kind of wavelength as you or I, if and it's like he's been doing it for say 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's sort of throwing him in at the deep end a little bit, isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah.
You're sort of making him run before he can walk, type of thing.
Ooh. NJ.
Because the thing is,
NJ and Donna just accused Liam and Joe of running setups.
Oh no.
When them two are as thick as shit and wouldn't know what to do with a setup. They'd only make the car worse. Gary's just texted me. He's just jumped in a party with Neil and Don, and they've accused. Right. My suggestion would be put a poll on the page for Pro-Am drivers only and let them decide open setups or default.
I reckon they would vote. I reckon they'd vote for default. That's the best thing because then Matt, you can't have accusations.
No, exactly. I think that's why Gary's just sent me that paragraph there.
What I would suggest is maybe, obviously it's your league. You know what I would do in this situation is I'd change the weather settings, just change it to summer because those hard tyres are going to be undrivable.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Just change some of the weather settings up a little bit.
Yeah,
run it in summer. Run it in like the opposite. So like say for example if it's February, run it in August. If it's March, run it in September.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way to do it. Just run it the opposite side of the year.
Right, I'm going to jump into a party with Gary because he's online, so I'm going to see what's actually been said.
Oh, mate, good luck.
I'm going to get something on the page. There's never a dull moment, is there? Exactly. Cheers for tonight, bud, and I shall see you on track tomorrow night then, mate. Right, catch you. Okay, catch you later, buddy. Oh, fucking hell. See you later. Chris, what are you doing in a minute? Yeah. Are you at your phone? 1 second. Where's the group? 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 Sutcliffe. Not just yet. I have something quite big to sort out. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Joe and Liam have been accused. Don and NJ have accused Neil and Joe and Liam of running setups. You've been accused of using setups. Here are clips from tonight. Please review. I don't know. Gary's just been in it on the phone, and all I got was this from Gary while I talked to Andy. Think something's got to be done about the Pro-Am and done now, mate. To be honest, before it gets too far down the line with it. The cut-off for the car change coming up. Introduce what setups will be allowed. Just been in a party with Neil and Don, and they keep saying Liam and Joe are shit and are running setups etc. My suggestion would be put a poll on the page for Pro-Am drivers only, and let them decide open setups or default. Simple as that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kind of want a video call. Yeah, so like Andy's just said, if you're going to put it default, you have to set it. We've got to set it to summer for Pro-Am. We've got to, because they can't. Right, back in 2 seconds. I need to go to the toilet. Kieran, video call 20 minutes if you can. In 20 minutes. Mazda can do it in 20 minutes as well. Yeah. Mazda's just said 20 minutes, he can video call. Get the old lot Ness. Get old Nessie out. Good racing, that, mate. Good racing. Ah. Okay, yeah, Liam could be penalised for race 1. Oh shit, yeah, you're here. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. What's this one then? I'm sorry, I don't know what the Don's moaning at. The Acura is shit around this track, right? Personally, it's the right thing going forward, all or nothing. That way no one can be accused of anything. It's simple. Right. Yeah, the problem is though, I'll have to change it to the summer. Problem with that is I don't want everybody diving in first or second lap. Do you know what I mean? How how I didn't get the call for the admin, I don't understand. Haha. Gary. Right. What we will do is kick Chris out. Because he's getting Nessie out all the time and swinging it all over the place. You are? No, I know.
Can't do that to me. What else have I got to look at?
Alright, we've got now Daniel Francis. There's got to be cars running set up. Some of the top speeds out the draft were too high. I did the test this afternoon to see how far down the Acura was using the oval. There's nothing on the Facebook group, they're just messaging me. Yeah, and hang on. My problem was I tested the Acura with you guys last season, Sutty, and I couldn't get nowhere near your times. The Acura's got no top speed whatsoever, and it's funny how Don and Daniel have messaged in the Acura. Neil in the Lamborghini, I'm a bit surprised at. Exactly. That's just Project Cars glitching out, mate. Mazda, ring when you're free so we can answer. The problem then that needs... It can't be pleased. It's a good idea. It'd be better just to have them open than when you move up to the next level. You're not such a disadvantage against guys with setups. This is what I said to Andy on the chat. If they did a setup, it'd make them worse. Now, here's the other thing, by the way, which no one else is taking into consideration. Mazda. Mazda does a... No, it's not Gary's put. Michael's double points tonight is his drop score. Alfie's is also his drop score. Because that round's gone now. Yes, we just filled it out black because that was meant to be Monaco.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, when you said it's gone now, I was wondering what you meant by gone. Right, now, you never done that one. You're not that one.
In fact, yellow is going to mark drop score plus double points. Gary. Oh my god, I'm not being funny. Rabbit Joe's drop score is also his double points. Kieran, those that are marked in yellow is those that took the double points and also had to take the drop score on that round. So red is drop score, green is double points, yellow is both. Blue is changed manufacturer because, you know, some people. Some people was going to moan tomorrow that everybody else is running setups and they're not because they're in the Acura. Yeah, but NJ said it. That's my problem. Is NJ said it. That's 3, and one's a Lamborghini driver. No, but so hang on. Daniel Francis, Dean, Don, NJ have all said about setups. Well, Dean accused you, didn't he? In 3 weeks, there's been 4 accusations. Oh, hang on, I'm still live on air here. Whoops.